Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here with the grand finals of the North Europe Series number 4 here. And we've got two incredible teams, red hot form for both of them. It's Gamerlegion taking on Astralis Talent for the last match of the day here. And it's again, Sneaky Beaky and myself, Exner, taking you all through it.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute barn burner. I can already feel it. Gamerlegion, the 27th ranked team in the world, the only team that was expected to make it this far that has actually made it this far. And Astralis Talent, out of nowhere, from the closed qualifiers, have made it all the way to the grand final. That has only been done once before, as far as I'm aware. That was Copenhagen Flames, who Astralis Talent 2-0'd in this instance. And man, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can bring with momentum behind them. But we must also remember, this is their third best of 3. That's right, third best of 3, all across different CCT tournaments of the day. One in a closed qualifier, one in a semi-final. You couldn't get more different than that. But yeah, their caliber continues, and I'm excited to see if they can continue to deliver on as a higher level as they did against the likes of 500.
Yeah, but looking equally proficient in both of those as well, right? Getting the job done here. They're on a 7-series win streak. Gamerlegion on a 6-series win streak. I said it in red hot form because that's true. You mentioned it here heading into this. Gamerlegion took a loss over to Spirit Academy coming into West Europe. That was the first series. And I'm sure they were a little bit disappointed, but that's still a good run. And Spirit Academy were in that same sort of form. There's a chance for redemption here in their matchup versus Astralis Talent, and they've got a fresh, victory over in Eliza Invitational, which was, I think, a huge boost of confidence. I saw some tweets coming through from some of those players saying, "Hey, we broke the online curse. We're transitioning what has been some incredible results in the RMRs, doing good work there, and delivering here on a huge core from these guys into what is the LAN results as well." So I gotta say, or rather the online results as well. So we were finally seeing them break through that. And it's like a similar form to Bad News Eagles, where these guys, we weren't sure if we were really going to get those results. They came out of Rio and they weren't looking all in tip-top shape, but now we're finally seeing it formulate here this year. And if they could get another win here in North Europe, that would be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, Gamerlegion are one of those teams that has slowly started to slip outside of the upper echelons of the HLTV rankings. I would say they were definitely like top of tier 1.5, bottom of tier 1 after that major cycle came through. But as they look to regain their footing, as you said, through various online tournaments, they've been quite the regular here at CCT, plenty of playoffs runs, but they've never won one. And this is the time for them to break the curse. They're looking for it here. They've come second place, they've come third, fourth. They want to seal the deal with a first place finish, and I think they have a very strong chance of doing it right here and right now. But before we get into that, shall we have one more look at the bracket it's taken to get us here? Because it truly has been a wild, wild story. As you can see, Gamerlegion, no slouches. 2-0 versus Ecstatic. They recently qualified for Melbourne as they 2-1 saw one of the other toughest teams in this tournament. On the other side of the bracket, the likes of Astralis Talent easily dispatched of Copenhagen Flames, struggled a little more against Sinners, and had a tough ordeal against 500, but they also very much deserve their place in this grand final. Now, Lettuce Cook is a weird one. Lettuce Cook also gave Gamerlegion probably more trouble than Saw and Ecstatic combined, as this wacky blast from the past, spearheaded by Snacks and by Ali, are doing incredibly great things. They get a special shout out from me here because of what they've been able to do as of late. But of course, our two finalists now, Gamerlegion and Astralis Talent, are looking to make history for both of them. Astralis Talent would mean it would be the first main and academy roster to win a CCT, and Gamerlegion, of course, would continue to bust through that online curse.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the fact that they're playing enough against another academy roster doesn't really come to call in the back of their mind, because I know that they lost over to Spirit Academy right in that last matchup, and when they last made it into another CCT grand finals. But like I had said, they've gone through a bit of a redeeming arc, but this playoff has sure been wild, right? Fnatic coming into this one, no question the favorites, right? They're over in EPL playoffs right now. Did not quite get off the first hurdle right there. Lettuce Cook continue to impress throughout the entirety of this event here, especially in their matchup in the semifinals. They put up a decent little fight there. Gamerlegion able to take them down, and that's a good sign from them, right? That was Lettuce Cook in peak form. We were seeing them roll back the years. Bialy was playing a hell of a tournament here which is really promising from him and Let Us Cook in general. So with that being said, Gamerlegion already known to stomp some momentum out of a very momentum-based team in Let Us Cook. They were able to do that in their semifinal matchup, whereas Astralis Talent, yeah, 500 playing a really good game. I think their wins were just as impressive. When it comes down to taking down 9 in their current form, I was really impressed with that, right? That was the sign that I knew 500 was coming into this one playing good, because 9 are like at that upper echelon. You're kind of talking about breaking through that tier 1.5. They're getting there, if not already there. So there's a lot to be excited for about this team, and 500 were able to dispatch of them. But Astralis Talent, it's the same case, man. They're coming into this grand final with all of those wins, with all of the momentum going their way. They've played 3 games, or 3 best of 3s. This was their 3rd today already, but they don't seem like they're out of energy, right? That's the youthful energy that these guys bring to the table here, and they want to take that to this grand final. They want to get a victory underneath their belt. That would mean Astralis would have 2 belts in North Europe here, one from their academy roster and one from the main.
Yeah, and there was Astralis to do it against Aurora. I believe Astralis Talent looked to do it against another talented team in Gamerlegion. Also, major competitors there. But I think we should do the rosters justice and give them a bit of a better introduction. Starting off with Gamerlegion, we've got IM, Acor, Kios, Isaac, Sui, and the coach in Ash. One of the few UK players, or I suppose coaches in this instance, to snip into the upper echelons of Counter-Strike. But Gamerlegion as a whole, as a roster, super strong. Sui coming in from Mouse NXT. You've got Acor, who's been knocking around in the Danish scene for goodness knows how long at this point. Kios, he's had quite the weird journey to get here. I think a stint on Simon Gaming as he qualified for the major back in 2019. There are some talented youngsters and some of the old guard spread across this team, which is why it's great to see them resurging, finding form, and starting to really make a hit in these online tournaments.
Yeah, they're finding their footing here. Shui's calling continues to be a real asset when it comes to both the online and lane variety. He has done so much work here, and some of the more difficult matchups as well alongside that. Acor's opping's been a real consistency when he's able to get that gun out consistent and take on some of the lesser firepowers. I mean, we looked at this matchup versus a static. He was just firing away. So there are some real strong suits here. I think we're still seeing Acor get unleashed in this team. It's been a huge X factor in their online results, alongside some of the other names that you had mentioned, right? Some good performances coming through from MA and the likes is really extending Gamerlegion's life here. And again, this victory in North Europe, I think, could extend it even further. We'll go and take a look at Astralis Talent here and what they've been bringing to the table. They kicked off with a 2-0 over the likes of Copenhagen Flames, man. That was it's just statement victory, right, in playoffs. That's the sort of victory that you need to gather if you're Astralis Talent to prove yourself in playoffs. That's like the opening matchup versus the invited team. You need to bring it, and they did. They sure did. Mister's Talent here in the playoffs alongside Altex, who has stepped it up big time. This guy has been such an asset in every single map, every single defensive hold. He's playing some difficult positions and he's able to deliver. So I've been nothing but impressed with some of these individuals.
Yeah, no, L6 definitely the pinnacle, but Christo, Bro, Mister, and Patty cannot be blindsided either. All of them have been showing up in their respective rights, and Ronick, as the coach, clearly doing good work with these youngsters. But now, looking at the vetoes, Astralis Talent are looking to win their 9th series in a row. They did actually win their 8th in the semi-finals, which is a ridiculous statistic, but we do have an overpass in there, which I am really looking forward to. Ancient is picked on in by Gamerlegion and Vertigo as a decider. This is a super exciting map pool for both teams. Astralis Talent are pretty nifty on overpass themselves. 7 played, 71% win rate. On the flip side for Gamerlegion, it's not quite as strong, but they do have a lot of experience on it. 12 with a 58. And looking at Ancient, I mean, we know what the likes of Astralis Talent can do on this map. They let things slip a little earlier today, but yesterday they were very prominent on it. But Gamerlegion, they played it 9 times with a 78% win rate. It is statistically their second best map if you exclude Anubis, which they've only played once. And Vertigo as the decider. Very, very exciting. A solid map for both teams. But just looking at the win rates alone, Gamerlegion picked that one out. So it's going to be a tough uphill battle for Astralis Talent here. They desperately need to win this overpass, but it will still be a tough ordeal.
Yeah, it's definitely going to put some pressure on this overpass map, that's for sure. But one thing, I mean, to note here is that They looked very good yesterday versus Sinners. I know you were casting the remaining of that map, but they were just so strong. It was actually one of the more confident maps. So guys, we've got good news here. We're going to be hopping into our first map that is going to be played out here on Overpass here. Our grand final for North Europe starting very soon. Astralis Talent and Gamerlegion hungry for the prize here. You do not want to miss this. Hopping into the pistol round. And we'll get right into the action here. Gamerlegion on that CT side start. One man towards A. Defend him up against the odds here. 1x bet odds. Though favoring Gamerlegion quite a bit every single time. I feel like we've said this. Astralis Talent always counted out in those odds, but they always prove them wrong.
Well, they look to do it again as Christu starts strong. Big frag onto Acorn, and slowly but surely they work their way into the site. My goodness, it gets so messy. Patty fully blinds Kios, and he will go down in the midst of the water. Isaac must at least trade one frag back, but I feel like they were ill-prepared for this P-pop. They did have lots of players here, but they spot presence towards middle. Regardless, the mid player is down now as Christu looks to take another down with him, but it's a mess towards the water. Altec strikes instead. A 3v2 here as they continue to spam on away. Isaac very low HP, so is Imma. This 2 versus 2, heavily favouring Astralis Talent here as Isaac rounds the corner. Oh my goodness, Isaac to 180, it's ridiculous. On minuscule amounts of HP as well, just 15 to his name, he picks up a 4K. And Gamerlegion, what a way to get things started on the map, pick off their opponents.
Oh my god, that is incredible. Didn't even have the kit. He had to make his move on in so quickly, and he was so low. I feel like everything about this round was flawless until the end, until these, fights get given over here. Isaac, I mean, not much you can do about that. That is a work of art in terms of the mechanics right there, but flashbang stringed together from Astralis Talent, perfectly placed on the execute right there, able to completely blind up everyone on that site, give them no chance to defend. But Isaac just rips that away from their hands here, and now they have to recover with the Galils and a round down.
That was honestly monstrous. Ridiculous from Isaac as Sui starts things off at a similar level. In fact, no, Imma steals that frag regardless. There's Altex. He's going to lose another one and connect it to Acor. 5 versus 3. As Astralis Talent have been pecked apart. Imma, another onto Christu, finally traded by Mr. They got slice of manpower on Gamerlegion here. Sui's looking for another one. He's holding the off angle, gets presented a freebie. Bomb is dropped and Bro on just a deagle. It's a nightmare 1 versus 4, and realistically, just not going to happen. He can bag an AK there from Playground. That's not even an AK, it's just the Galil. Can he get anything done with it? Well, already dinked on down. Probably not, as Chaos seals the deal.
They only lose a single MP9 there, really. Able to grab themselves onto rifles for everyone here. Even Chaos grabbing a Galil as the icing on the cake. And here's one of the key fights that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for is connector control. All text right there. A rare loss from him, but to be fair, he didn't really have the utility to back it up. If he was given the mollies, if he was given the proper resources in this round, he maybe would have had a better chance at dealing with it. But just dealing with those corners, all the different cubbies, you just have to be so sharp. It's been a long day for Astralis Talent. They move on through the flames. A little bit of extra chip damage converted for free. Of course, taking some long-range duels, but they're also getting close by here in his face, and he doesn't realize it.
Oh, hello. Acor blindsided by Patty's P250. It's been quite a prominent pistol for the Astralis Talent boys throughout today's matches. As Mr. bags another kill, but Imma's up for the double. I think that should just about shut down this play, as Pro, only a Glock, does spot the barrel of an A1S in connector. Manages to slip his way on past, and he does actually have the bomb in tow here. And he also might have a freebie onto Imma, but no. Not giving himself up. As Mr. looks around the corner, barrel still spotted. Mr. could go for a bait and switch play here, but he won't have to.
No.
That's a big misplay from Gamerlegion here. An overextension. There's still time for Astralis Talent. They found themselves an A1S and another upgraded rifle. 2 M4 A1Ss. Up against disposition CTs. They're playing split up here, Exner.
That is a bit wild right there. Giving over so much this round. Again, the Glock rounds. You can't count them out too easily. And Isaac He's just been peppered on through the smoke. He is a sole defender here, and he's already on half HP. Sure, they don't have armor, but a crispy headshot could put him in. And oh my god. He's down to 4. Somehow he tanks it. Mister. Unable to land it. Bro. Trying to punch in the digits there. Gets cut off from Kios, but Astralis Talent not too sad that they don't win the round. They're very happy with how much damage they've just done in a round that they've had no business in. Look at the... So many different mistakes lining in right there for boys over at Gamerlegion. It's a lot to clean up, but at least they get the round across the line.
Yeah, that was what, like 2 Glocks, Eagle PT50s. And they do almost an entire round's worth of damage. Gamerlegion do at least stabilize. They sit 3-0. Not particularly comfortably, though. 2 defuse kits, a slight lack of util. Their finances in a much worse position than I'm sure they anticipated. Isaac can at least buffer for an AWP in the follow-up as Akot follows up with a kill onto Christu. Beautifully done as Gamerlegion seem to be far more adept against rifles than pistols. Ema again, a menacing connector. 6 kills to his name, a 2 KD. Astralis Talent again got off to a rocky start. Patty, nice trade. Bomb is spotted in Codno. Still the man advantage held for Gamerlegion. Where will Astralis Talent look to end up as a nade rattles out through Monster? The position of 1 is affirmed. Eco decides to play a bit more passively, and I respect that decision. It'll be faster for him to rotate too, as another CT smoke is deployed towards Monster.
Constantly just recycling those in. Creating a lot of hesitation. Some heavy lifting to be done by Mister, but he spotted out early. There's the alarm bells ringing. Or the defenders know that HE's just rained down range. 1 by 1. They just continue to do damage. Isaac to commit, and last alive is just Patty on such low HP. That is a statement right there. I said they needed to clean things up, but they are shiny in that last round there. Astralis Talent. They do hit a bit of a wall there.
Isaac goes from Bond Jamesing to wait in 0. He is yet to die. After saving his squaddies in the pistol round with a 4K, he continues to deliver in the gun rounds too. Astralis Talent, with that all said and done, have gone for a half buy. 4 Sec 9 to Mac 10, some Kevlar and some Util. A faster play on the cards here as they dash it through the early Molotov. Ema goes for a spam through the smoke, can't quite catch anyone, but falls back in for more onto Altex. Mister does not want to let him escape, but unfortunately misses the timing. Continues to dart on forward though. That all can't afford to be overwhelmed, as neither can Ima. Does he realise there's a man outside towards long? No, he doesn't. Christu. It is a lovely frag. Astralis Talent look to find a round against the odds as Christu bags another. Akot on the AWP will fall. And Sui's left to pick up some pieces with Kios on the bomb site.
Looking to keep things contained right now. Christo, the man doing all the damage is down, but of course the rifle is still recycled. And it can still be used here to further cause damage. Patty. Sneak his way back down in towards connector. Really well placed smoke right there. It's valuable information on the jiggle here. Door being swung wide open is further information, further confirmation. Chewy saying, hey, guys, go ahead and make your moves on in towards B. I'm closing on in, and both players having utility out. They don't have time to really assemble this boost, and they won't even be enabled to. Chewy just going to put an end to this round before it ever lifts off. That was a nice try there from Christo, but once he falls, nothing else comes through from Astralis Talent.
Big round for the IGL of Gamerlegion there as they lead 5-0 early doors. Yes, overpasses a CT-sided map. We also have to remember this is Astralis Talent's map pick, and the performance they were able to put up yesterday encompassed the 2 halves. They were strong on both sides, and they need to retain that strength here. This is, after all, a grand final. And they are up against a much stronger opposition, at least statistically. They've not let that bother them before. They can't afford to let it start now, as they do take good map control in towards connector. Short has also been ascertained. Akot, mischievous, hangs about in middle, perhaps a little too long, but he won't be challenged just yet. But that should soon change from the top of connector. Altex gifted a freebie. And that is a retrievable AWP should they need one, but Christu already has his in tow.
We're now getting bested. Couple rounds. Whew. That's always scary. You've seen earlier today, 500 get caught with that, so maybe it was time for Astralis talent to get a taste of medicine, but eventually the smoke will bloom here. Trying to create chaos. Look at the gamble stack that's been called out here from Shuey. Very typical of him, though. Getting these, at least attempts at man advantages. You go for an aggressive play. You set A-Core up for an aggressive maneuver. And then the gamble stack follows up right now. But the question is, how long are they going to commit to this? Shuey making a lot of noise in his rotation away here. And now I think they're just falling away just in time for Astralis talent to kick it into gear towards A. Or towards B, rather.
Missed it. Somehow manages to get that entry despite being fully blinded. But Keels and Shuey, they strike back in tandem. Patty keeps the dream alive and Christy follows through. Ema narrowly misses the opportunity, but hold on, that grenade almost catches Patty, but it won't quite be enough. Instead, a bullet from the A1S will finish the deal onto the AWPer as Patty's left the fight in the 1v1. There is a flash, there is a kit, and Patty is ridiculously low. Goes for the wide swing. And it will result in a very swift demise. An AK bag. They look for an AWP, but the defuse likely will be stuck instead. A Dragon Law will be inspected as it is a very, very nifty looking weapon. I wish I could have one myself, but it goes quite nicely with him as knife. He's got 2 laws there. As the law on the server is that Gamerlegion are leading 6-0 on their opponent's map pick. A 1v2 clutch, Rima. And Gamerlegion just can't stop winning.
Oh, they cannot. Nice attempt on the clutch right there, but the low HP bars just cost them. There's an op shot in the mix there as well that didn't quite land, so tough position to be in, of course. But you gotta start moving past it here. Astralis talent. We know their capability of keeping their heads in the game, but I feel like what I've seen out of their T sites here is nothing but strength here in the playoffs at least. We're not getting that just yet. Some of the trades been just slightly lacking here. Oh, he's looking for the 4-man boost, I think, with that jump spot, I'd imagine. Maybe just getting himself comfortable.
Well, comfortability is something that can be afforded a little more to Gamerlegion than the likes of Astralis talent as Isaac again strikes early. Speaking of comfortability, actually, look at Kios's 4th position. I don't think they're ever going to anticipate this level of aggression as A-Core decides to come and join him for merry measurement. Does fall in back after Monster is threatened, whips out a molly, but it won't be needed. Astralis talent are having the clock whittled down against them as they're starting to look a little obsolete on their T side. I'm getting a bit worried, Exner. They look uncertain of what to do. The pressure of a grand finals perhaps getting to them. As Gamerlegion, they're no sinners. Their only sin is winning by 6-0.
It could be extended here even further. As they wait patiently here. This is a very long rotation towards A long here. Jump Spot has probably gathered that information towards Divider. There's no rotations coming through here. They may just gonna hold the ground here towards long, spamming down through the smoke. Shuey actually nails one. That is unreal. And oh, Emay's been shown inside of the smoke here. Another kill from Shuey. The IGL stepping up in spades. And now he sits inside the smoke, but there's not a lot of time left. The panicked rotations do come through. The flank is being held, and now a bomb plant needs to come through. There's just not enough time. Altex jumps on the head. It's a little bit of a Goomba stomp there, but A-Core puts an end to it. And it's 7-0 right there in the chaos. Gamerlegion will be able to thrive.
I thought Altex died after time there. Altex had 0.5 seconds left in that round. If he'd have died outside of that window, he would have had 0 money coming into the next. And that would have been catastrophic, as he does actually have the biggest balance on Astralis right now. That would have been whittled all the way down to less than $1,000 otherwise. With that, Astralis talent call a timeout. 7-0. A ridiculously tough scoreline to crack. And the economy, it could well be burdened. With a single win from Astralis talent here, they just haven't ever put themselves in the position. Gamerlegion keep putting up their winning ways. They've got full Kevlar, full utility, 5 defuse kits, and upgraded rifles. And what do Astralis talent have? Oh, they got a couple of upgraded pistols, tiny spattering of util. And a hell of a lot of hope that this round works significantly better than what's been happening in their gun rounds. Sui, a hero in the previous, locking down the A-bomb site, plays around the smoke perfectly, buys just enough time for his team to rotate on up despite their initial hesitations. Altex needs a 1D kill though, but Mr. instead starts to frag it onto Ema, and Akor's about to be wrapped around from Connector. He has no idea about this play. It's absolutely free for Altex. Could have even gone for the knife. That's how preoccupied Akor was, but Astralis talent, despite the low investment, could still be on for their first round here, and Isaac, he's about to overextend too.
Oh, right into the hands of the Tech-9. This is fresh off the back of a timeout as well. And they could sweep things near flawlessly here. Even if they don't, they're still looking very likely to win here. Kios has made the quick rotation, and they will put that B player down, but that's drawing in both players in rotation. Should we trying to transition back up? We'll beat them to the punch. It's going to be very close, though. He tucks himself in towards the back of truck. Flashes. Need to be disjointing him here. Instead, it's a jumping Tech-9. That'll certainly suffice here. It's going to be Kios off to save. And Astralis talent, again, off the back of a timeout. They talk things over. And they finally find a round.
Well, Astralis talent finally start to pick themselves up off of flatbed rounds. Eos is at least afforded a bit of a save. As I said, the economy won't be amazing for Gamerlegion. If Astralis can put 2 up in a row here, they're right back within contention for this first half. If Astralis talent can find 5, they're already in good stead for what is the most CT-sided map in the pool right now. But a nice touch on, I believe it was Sui. He's got the M4A1S Masterpiece, of course, the most valuable piece of the Overpass collection. A souvenir skin. Very clean. It's nice that he's showcasing his major successes with a signatured piece of the puzzle. But regardless, as always, I'm being distracted by shiny things, so we will buy another A1S into this. As a utility buy, at least for Gamerlegion, is looking a little worse for wear. There's an MP9 on Sui as he drops his A1S to Ema. A valiant sacrifice from the IGL there. Astralis talent, though, not looking to sacrifice anything further. They need rounds and they need them quickly.
Especially if they could gather this 2 in a row. There you go from Bro. They could gather 2 in a row. Astralis talent would break that money from Gamerlegion. All the foundation that they had once built could start to crumble, and that could be some, motivation here. As do wonder if you can see that light go out from that angle. Seems like he was really focused in on that. Either way, he's going to try and pull off a flank here, but Patty turns back to cover this. Just in time, he whips out some utility here, but it's not taken down. He's drawing a lot of attention. And a trade comes through quickly from Altex. There's still Akor over towards long that they need to flush out. But he is a bit in no man's land, and no trades do come through. They stall it out just a little bit here instead of going forward.
Yeah, the problem here for Astralis talent is, as individuals, they are very isolated, but Christo isolates a duel onto Akor. Catches him completely off guard, and he's not had the best of starts to Overpass here. He sits 4 in 6. Kios, Sui, they sit on the B bomb site. Oh no, they've gamble stacked incorrectly. Astralis talent, they take full advantage of this as they ebb their way down A long. They've got the bomb carrier playing both anti-flash and rear flank holder as they clear out the site and get a free plant for it. I think Gamerlegion have given up the ghost on this one. They will be allowing Astralis talent onto a second as the money is simply not there for the defenders.
Calling this one quits here. Akor tried to pull that one back, but I feel like a couple of times he is just caught a little bit clueless on this A defense here. We saw him one round in connector, blindsided. We saw him one round over towards party, completely, just overrun. So a couple of rounds here, he's just kind of, in no man's land with no chance. And right there, he's just knife out trying to run into sight. Gets caught again.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's actually twice he was being caught out in party. One of them, he was just lucky enough to escape because his teammate at Divider was providing cover. The AWP is positioning on a very AWP-centered map as well. just hasn't really been up to par despite the impressive scoreline for Gamerlegion. 7-2, they still sit. Astralis Talent build up a little bit of momentum behind themselves, though. As Kios and Sui will be playing with the two rifles coming into this one. They've got a small chance at touching this one over the line. They've got a bigger chance of at least doing some significant damage, but Astralis' economy is building up, as is their momentum towards this B-bomb site. Kios, he's in the right place at the right time, finds the first frag, almost a 3-case raydown there, but Bro doubles up, both of them through walls to add insult to injury. And with that, it's a 4 versus 3, only a single rifle remaining, and I don't think they want to risk losing it. So he does at least want to try and bail out his teammates. He's one jumping in towards water. Altex, I've no idea how he's gotten away with that one on such low HP. As the spam comes on through, Isaac is completely pinned. Aiko does come in through connector, and so it exits for Gamerlegion, as that's all they'll be afforded.
Shu's going very aggressive considering he's the only rifle. What do they have planned here? Exit path here is going to be out towards Monster, so Astralis Talent completely avoiding any sort of duel on the way out of this round. In the meantime, Shui saving a rifle here. Isaac will go down to the bomb. I think he tossed his smoke actually over to Shui at the tail end, and Akor goes and grabs himself a sneaky little kit and an AK, so not all that bad there from Gamerlegion, but it's a good recovery mission here. Astralis Talent building into this one slowly but surely. Planting their feet in this T side here, saying they do have something to say in this grand finals. They're not going to just fold over. That 7-0 start, yeah, might have been nice for you, Gamerlegion, but you saw the run all the way here. It's not going to be as easy as you might think.
Yeah, Gamerlegion have come to a little bit of a halt here as Astralis Talent thread 3 in a row. As I said, the benchmark is 5. That's a bare minimum. 6 obviously preferable. Yeah, with Gamerlegion as stunted as they've become, if they can't win this round, that's when the problems start to begin. Not that they haven't already started, but it effectively guarantees Astralis that 5th. They've got a good fight to put up here. We charge into this round, all guns blazing, as Ema again looks to take mid-control. He's been pretty damn nifty in connector so far, but we'll give up a ghost on that as Util rains on over. Big nade onto Mister. He himself's not had the best of starts along with Patty. That'll have to change sooner rather than later, as again, they're up against some of the best of the rest. Best in tier 1.5 here in the likes of Gamerlegion. Are again looking to continue to break that online tournament winning curse. Astralis look to break into the A-bomb site in the meantime, though. And the sole defender is completely out of position. Siri rotates on up. It will be a 2 versus 3, it seems. Bomb hasn't quite made it to the site yet, but it appears Ema won't be making it home either.
Huge vulnerability on this A side again. They just walk up, take so much space for free. That's a great call from Astralis Talent, but they still expect more to be hovering around in bathrooms. And there is no rush on this round. You've gotten into a 4v4, but you just lost your B-lurk there, bro. When he gets taken down, now you're kind of wishing that you did take more of an aggressive stance on this A side here. In the meantime, Shui has snuck his way past sight in towards long, but his attention's pulled away, and now with his back's turned again, Patty has snuck his way and has found 2 players with their backs turned. That is unreal.
Yeah, that's a big round for Patty and a bigger kill for Altex. But hold on, does Aiko actually secure a full spam onto Christu? That's a massive frag to find, and into the 2v2 we go. Gamerlegion, they still have a solid chance in this one. At the corners, because that's a great flashbang. Altex sees 2 blinded, but is also blinded on the retreat. Great swing from Aiko. Finding a great boost in this clutch scenario as Aiko bags another onto Patty. Upgraded rifles picked up off the corpses of Astralis Talent, and Gamerlegion find themselves on 8. It gets very damn close come the end of it. If Altex had singled onto one of those 2 targets, it would have been a 2v1 in Astralis Talent's favor, but he has just too many shots to choose from. and can't convert onto a kill onto either piece of the puzzle. Gamerlegion are going to be very happy and relieved at least to be winning out this half, but they don't want to stop just yet. Astralis Talent do have another buy round here. They do actually have the stronger economy behind them, so it's the CTs who can't afford to let their foot off the gas, but Astralis Talent, they can't just keep their money alive. They need to start winning more rounds.
And that's for sure. Acor, though, he's awoken after that last round, looking beautiful. And they just completely shut down the connector aggression. Right, they're able to deal with it. Two players just jumping into their immediate demise. I'm assuming there was a boost there. Shui just bams one down range. This is going from bad to worse within seconds. It's decided there. All fronts taken. All fights won by Gamerlegion outside of that one little monster exchange. That is a nice little way to reply there. Again, Gamerlegion now, they called in a timeout. And their recovery mission is being started as well. This is the boost that got them the extra damage as well. And Shui, what do you do about that?
I mean, what can you do? Shui's on top form right now. Actually leading the charge for his team as the IGL. 11-6 is where he stands. Nobody on the opposition is really even close. It is a very even theme of fighting for AT. As Christu gets a frag grenade planted firmly in his temples. Acor takes full water control now with Kios as his backup plan. And as this space creation continues for Gamerlegion, Astralis Talent afforded fewer and fewer opportunities as that clock does tick on down. They've got 1:15 left. The timer's not against them just yet. They want to go for a fake play. Gamerlegion are already so grounded in their forward positions that they'll be able to outmaneuver them at most turns, but Kios overextends. And Acor's unable to trade, instead appears to get spammed on down. Eltex, very nicely done to continue holding left click. Acor will not be afforded an escape, and that's a bit of a misstep there from the Gamerlegion short control.
That's a huge misstep right there. Blindsided by the lack of control that they initially had. We're hoping that they would get it for free. I imagine they were hoping that they would catch him off guard from the fact that, you know, so much control towards connector early on that, you know, maybe Astralis Talent, they would just avoid that side of the map like a plague, but they stick to their guns here, Astralis Talent. They just keep on, you know, taking control, taking initiative, and this time a little too lackadaisical there from Gamerlegion. Acor obviously trying to trade there, but that's even a very difficult shot to land when you're that close by, right? You need to take a more deep angle. Otherwise, you're like shotgun opping. And Acor is really good with those, you know, fast flicks, right? The kind of close range opping that it's so flashy. It's super impressive to watch, but sometimes you lack of connection there. It's a bit of a problem.
And as Astralis Talent find their fourth, I suppose it's more of an annoyance at the moment than a full-on problem, as they've already found 9 on their CT side. But after that resounding start they were able to put on the board, I think they're going to be looking for at least 10 on the line. I think Gamerlegion could definitely achieve double digits. They might even be able to do it in this one. They hammer together another buy. They've got good util behind themselves. They need to be careful with those diffuse kits. It might come down to a moment such as that. The cell tanks for the moment in towards connector. Nades down early doors. Has he nade off the door? I can't quite tell, but Acor needs to be careful not to get dispositioned. Ema, great shot onto Patty. Acor needs to stay alive here and won't be afforded to do so, as Mr. might get dinked, but he lands one straight on back with a more powerful rifle, 4v3.
And Shui hasn't retreated. Instead, he'll try and hold down the line, but he's losing even more teammates. Altex finds another. And the reload confirmed here. Shui, he is in the back lines now. Bro gonna be the first one to get his bell wrong, and Shui finds himself another. Altex trying to deal with the op here. Looking to turn the corner, but both players left are on 1 HP. Yop can sing, trying to land the pre-fire. Shui continues to elude them. And now he just needs to wait here, hit the brakes. They get the bomb planted, yes. They don't know exactly where Isaac's coming from, so now in this long flank here. Oh, Mister's in a prime position. And the op shot baited out once more. Will they clear this close left angle? I don't think so. Mister He's gonna let him slide on in here, and one
Oh,
headshot
no.
quickly comes out. Blind spot there from Isaac. A complete commitment on the angle, and Chewy's constantly blinded up by the flashes, just buying further time. And it's running out. Molly on top of the truck as well, going to make matters worse. He's just back turned to Allstech. No scope, wall bang, why not? Astralis talent finds 6.
Oh, 5 HP between them. 5 HP between them, and they still went out the 2 versus 2 in a ridiculous fashion. Mister goes uncleared, and the shop's clean up with a swift AWP no-scope through the edge of the wall. Molotov that cause further carnage and Astralis talent. They find the 5th. The minimum benchmark for them to stay competitive in this series, or at least in this map versus Gamerlegion. And they could still be on for that 6th now, as their buy on the CT side is looking worse for wear, to say the least. 2 upgraded pistols, a FAMAS and 2 A1Ss. And they go for a fast play through Monster Tunnel. They're actually chasing Bro here. Gives up the call, grabs the bomb. As Kios again finds presence in short water. Unfortunately for him, though, his position, despite being good on multiple rounds, has not afforded him a single kill. Still going positive, though. That's at least something. Can Gamerlegion stay positive throughout this round, despite their deficits, and find themselves a finale? As Acor looks around the corner onto Long. Mister looks to have gotten away, though. As Altex has other ideas. Oh my goodness, the timings.
Communication though. Mister, he doesn't he makes sure to just not be vulnerable to that angle. Even if Altex is kind of hovering around there, that's something that you would oftentimes oversee. It'd be an oversight, and they make sure to batten down all the hatches. Astralis talent could walk away with some extra rounds here. They're doubling back in towards B, and this is a bit of a liability. It's a gamble stack here once again coming through from the boys over at Gamerlegion, but they're still catching flack. They're catching 8 cheese. So they better make sure that they batten down all the hatches here.
Yeah, they need flak jackets to top their Kevlar to stave off this util damage. Shuey, though, looks to deal further damage as he swivels around the column on the bomb side. By God, Shuey! It's a 4K in the round, but Kios is last alive on just a P250. Surely Christy wins this one now, and he will. A very valiant effort from Shuey to finish that half 17-8. The IGL pulling all the strings, but clearly not enough, as they're severed by Astralis talent, and Christy wins out the 1v2. 10-10 for him, 9-6 for the half, but by goodness, that does get close.
Yeah, it's about as close as can be. Shuey almost did enough right there. Obviously, you know, P250 versus 100 HP. You're down to 1. It's very likely going to be a closure right there. Just not enough resources for Gamerlegion to finish the job here. We'll take a look at the 1x bet odds, still favoring Gamerlegion quite a bit. We saw a resurgence here from Astralis talent on the T side. Now we need to see that lockdown defense here. This is their map pick here. They can't afford much mistakes.
Oh, Sui picking up where he left off in the previous half, finds the first kill, but Altex trades on back. There's a lot of targets to be dealing with here. Definitely worthwhile that he falls away. Needs the support of his teammates here, but also doesn't want to leave Bro completely on his own. They're trying to set up a crossfire here towards the bathrooms as Gamerlegion look to slowly but surely waltz into it. Still 2 players on B, though, as not a single Gamerlegion player lifts a finger down that side of the map. As Altex lifts Kios' jaw, whacks the head off his shoulders, and Bro bags another as Acor doesn't clear his corners. 2v4 now for Gamerlegion. Isaac is still alive, as Isaac has had 6 kills outside of the first pistol. He looks to add a few more to his tally now he's got his P250 back.
It's a trusty weapon. There's still a lot of resistance that they have to crawl through, and Altex has proved to be a bit of a boulder. Tough to bypass, but Bro still stands here. Altex finds himself another man. What a round from him. Back's turned, and
no.
Wasn't he low there? Bro was down to like 1 HP there. And the flank, it's not even found right there. He'll walk away with the frag, making the job all the more easy. Astralis talent up to 7. That's the pistol they definitely wanted right there.
That almost puts Gamerlegion in a dangerous position here. This is now more than comeback territory. No bomb plant afforded for Gamerlegion there. as it will be a full Deagle investment. This is a force buy. They've thrown everything they can in the kitchen sink of this round. Astralis talent. They come equipped with SMGs, rifles, plethora of util as Kios unfortunately taken down early. Already loses one of those crucial pistols. Gamerlegion not looking to be stunted, while slowly ensuing around the all-player and connector of Mister. Are they going to lock him in though? It appears they're going to overlook his position. As I say that though, two strike at once, and Isaac. Oh my god! Isaac, are you kidding me? Where the hell has that kill on the bro been found from? That's obscene!
Oh my god. I thought he found one more through the wall right there. There's just a rotating player. And now there's down low, Patty. Put on 22 HP, Isaac. Unbelievable start to this round, but can they finish? Acor's getting peppered on in. And we're back here. Sorry about that. Just want to give you all a quick update. At the end of that last round, the two deagle shots that rained on out there from Isaac landed them around. It actually was closed out by MA and finished off by Shooty, if I'm not mistaken. I was taking a look at the HLTV bot, and yeah, they finished the job that was started there. So Gamerlegions get an early round reply there off the back of some just insane shots. So just to keep you all up to speed here. Obviously, the Force Spy War is going to continue and answer back from Astralis talent. They're trying to keep things at bay.
Yeah, hopefully they won't be too disheartened by losing that previous round. This Gamerlegion are going to be right back into the swing of competition. They'll be very happy they were able to pull that one out of the bag. It was honestly ridiculous. Those two deagle shots, that second one especially through the smoke, had me quite literally screaming as, oh, hello, another deagle. Rains on true. Suey, unable to follow through. I wish my rhymes were as good as my fragging. In fact, no, very much the other way round. Both of them, not particularly up to par, which is why I'm stuck in level 6, Gal.
Don't be so hard on yourself. That's 5 levels better than the worst, so there you go. But aggression comes through. Altex, he's definitely far from the worst here. He's doing so much work, and they might just get an early reply. No way they're pulling this one back with such ease. They didn't look demotivated. They didn't look downtrodden at all. And the very next round, when some insane shots take place, they're able to bounce back with a beautiful response there. Astralis talent getting the defuse on off there, and Gamerlegion their struggles will continue.
Goodness me, Astralis talent, what a way to bite back. The Force Spy round of their own is all it takes, it seems, as the pistols reign supreme despite it being a post-plant situation for Gamerlegion. 2 rounds separate these two teams now, and of course it's going to be another Force Spy. I love this. The Battle of the Force Spy Wars, it fills me with joy. In fact, not a full force. I lie to you. A semi-force here from Gamerlegion. They got the hero rifle on EMA, upgraded pistols across the board, and no, okay, they've gone back to buy more util. Indecisive it seems for the buy. As that means it's even more of an advantageous position for Astralis talent. They've been bought more time at the start of the round to just sit and relax. EMA spotted out by a jump spot here. Bro needs to be very careful his head doesn't get taken off in the process. Gamerlegion are still looking a little worse for wear, despite the map control they've been able to take down towards the lower side of the map.
Ooh. Patty spammed down right there. He did so much damage off the back of that as well. Another headshot rains on in there. Altex able to hold the line. This is looking much more tidy here for Astralis talent, but Shui, he always has a reply, doesn't he? 20 and 10. Not letting off the gas. They're going to assemble a pretty rapid boost right now. You can see here, Shui. Another kill comes through from him. And maybe he could start to re-inspire, pull things back just a little bit. His teammate still only has P250, and they're mapped by another smoke here. And Monster, 2 crosshairs trained. Yeah.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that one's not going to go Shui's way. Ambition gets the better of him. And Acor looking to avoid that same reality. At least tosses in a flash. Or rather a smoke, I should say. But Patty closes. And now Astralis won off the tie.
Yeah, it's 9 on the board for the CT side. They're looking pretty nifty as well on their defense. With that sort of forced kind of half buy from Gamerlegion in the previous, their economy's a bit all over the place. EMA's not in the best of spots with $1,900. I might go for another half investment here, upgrade a couple of those pistols, but yeah, we'll just be Sui investing anything into this. Maybe to be joined by Isaac. Yeah, the P250 comes on through. It's a pistol he's pretty fond of. Again, it got him that opening 4K. It was a ridiculous endeavor. I say that, I think the last 2 frames were actually with the USP, but regardless, Astralis talent, they're on top here. They've got 2 AK saved on over, 3 A1Ss. They're looking primed to not really even steal this one away, but at least steal back into even numbers. as this should be their round regardless.
Getting tied up here on the CT side at 10 to 10. That should be a real boost of confidence, though, for the Astralis side of things. Meantime here, a bit of a gap, mister. Almost lets one slip on by him, but too sharp for that. His headshots continue to ring on out. He does get overwhelmed by a Glock. Do you have head Kevlar? Either way, more damage done here. Taking those headshot angles could be a real asset. He could skill on towards the bomb site, but instead he starts to reroute back down connector. Very well could get cut off here now by all techs, but we'll see. Solfingal prevails. Yes, it will. And now we're all tied up at 10s.
Yeah, it does get a little bit messy there, but Christo's transfer was so clean towards long there. Yes, it's up against the pistols, and if it was up against the rifles, he probably would have died going for that ordeal. Regardless, he does not, and if you predicted that outcome, then why not head on over to our partners at OneXBet to spice up your viewing experience. Use code CCT for up to an €130 deposit bonus. Scroll down below to the banner in our stream description. I'll take you over to their website. Please do remember, of course, ladies and gentlemen, gambling is not for those under the age of 18. Please do not bet more than you can afford to lose. Don't go chasing your losses either, as it simply is not worth it. As Astralis talent, in a non-gambling sense, have chased their losses up to an even kilter, even scoreline. Now they look to steal away another man advantage. They fully aggressed up long. It's a nice flashbang that allows none other than Ultex in for a peek. He's been a kingpin on the server right now. As Bro pins down Kios, another flash to come on through and said, no, that's a frag grenade. That's the flashbang. Patty throws it. Bro throws himself on the line. Catches Isaac, but Akor trades. It will be a 3v3. And this is where things get a little bit dangerous. No idea what's just happened in the corridor there. They're blocking each other. They expend some nades as Christo expends Simi from the round.
Shui just going for a wide swing and boosting on top of the box here. They get caught. Instead of planting the bomb, they just fumble around on the site, giving over any sort of advantage they could have had here. They could have had a 3v3 post plant, but the aggression cost them here. Overextensions here. Akor left into the 1v3. It's a tap on the bomb. No commitment just yet. Swinging that op around the corner. I like that play right there. No chance for isolated duels if they all triple swing as soon as they feel that contact, and jumping around that corner, Christo just giving his life on the line right there for a trade while his teammates would be able to land it. He didn't even need the trade though. Astralis Talent are that quick. And the recovery mission there successful. Now they have the lead.
Yeah, Astralis Talent, another Academy roster looking to be Gamerlegion's kryptonite. In the grand finals, they still back the lead. Yes, this is their own map pick, but again, this is Astralis Talent, not the real deal. Starting to look like the real deal, though, that's for sure, as Patty cuts down Akor to start things off. It's a good start, a flying one, as Christu sends Sui flying. Christu bangs another. Hold on, is that a collateral? I think that might have just been a collateral. Heals and Isaac. They charge on down. Isaac nifty with the pistols, only good for a single Patty. Straight out yet again, leaving Isaac in the 1v4. Astralis Talent. They subdue Gamerlegion further, extend that lead to 2 rounds, and Isaac can't do anything about it.
Quick op shot to finish the job there from Christo. Again, nothing short of a full team effort coming through here from the boys over at Astralis Talent. It's a consistency. And these 5 players that deliver round after round in the playoffs here. 3 wins already underneath their belt with this same formula, and they're looking to grab themselves a 4th. Again, man, this would be Astralis's, as an organization's, 2nd title, but not underneath the same banner. That would be a wild one, that's for sure. And I mean, taking down some of the similar teams that Astralis had to get here. You know, Copenhagen Flames was their opening match. That should have been the end of the road here, realistically, for Astralis Talent going up against those Goliaths.
Yeah, Astralis Talent look to repeat history made by Copenhagen Flames in the first place. They would be the second ever team to take a CCT title coming through from the close qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a roaring achievement, don't get me wrong. And that also earns you a lot of extra bonus points in the CCT rankings. I don't know if they can do enough to make top 3, since this is the first one they've made playoffs in, North Europe for. But Astralis talent, they will be remembered for what they were able to do here again. If Gamerlegion let them slip past them so far, it's looking very strong for Astralis talent on their own map pick. They do wobble at the start of the map, but the fact they're here at a 12-10 scoreline is a testament to their tenacity, their unwillingness to give up despite this being their third best of 3 of the day. I don't think they have a dedicated IGL, but if they do have one, their head is on fire right now. They're going to need to get him a cold towel and an eye mask after this one. Perhaps some sunglasses too, as he won't be looking at screens for a long time. Astralis talent though. Screen and Gamerlegion with remarkable effect. Paddy catches another onto Acor down long, but for once Ema does get a trade, and it will be a 4v4. But Bomb a long way back with little time left on the clock here, Cole.
Look at this movement here. Both players phasing up the smoke. Kios making his move on in, catches Altec off guard, and a quick trade from Isaac. So a little bit of life left in him, but Christo, ooh, ducking underneath the crosshair and right into it as well, but comes out the better hand. It's just one man, Mr. Left versus 3, but Isaac puts a quick end to that there. A huge round from Isaac. Deciding he has had a bit of too much of this Astralis talent roster here. He sends it right on back. That's a stunning sequence from him, but they need a whole lot more where that came from. Still the lead for Astralis talent. It's still economy left in reserve here. This is a huge round though on the line.
This is a big swing round. Astralis talent look to keep themselves in winning favor, look to continue to secure these advantages. Gamerlegion on the flip side. They're ready and raring to equalize once again. Kios are spammed towards the short side, won't quite be connecting. 3-man stack towards the B bomb site as Gamerlegion for the first time in a while look to burst out through middle early doors. Will actually force Mr. back towards the bomb site. He retreats. Keeps himself alive and actually, I say retreats. Joins up with Christo and they leg it up long instead. It's a risky maneuver. It completely opens up the A bomb site to a banana plate. If it pays off, it will bag them an opening advantage, and one that Gamerlegion will struggle to trade.
Very least maintaining themselves a 5v5 this deep into the game is good for the boys over at Gamerlegion, but as I say that, as soon as I say it, 2 players are able to strike and fill the feed. One towards that connector side, one towards A, and now it's a 5v3. I was just gonna, compliment Gamerlegion on their taking of control with the lack of utility. They've used very little util to get this real estate, but now they realize how important that utility is because they're standing 2 players down. Avoiding the flash there, but not long enough. Mister swings out for the fences, and now they have an op ready to help out in coverage. The last 2 players should be heard here. As the flash is very well placed. But trying to isolate these last 2 duels, it's going to be impossible. There's only 15 seconds. You're right. It's over. The round done. Astralis talent, hold on. And Kios and Acor left with no other options but to bail out.
Yeah, going to be 13-11. Astralis talent do it again. Kios has the right idea. They are indeed being rear flanked by Bro, but he won't aggress forward. Realizes they need to keep onto as much of an economy as they can. A drop will come over to Mr. here. He is struggling a little bit to hold his form. At the same time, the rest of the squad are picking up the pieces nicely. Oh, look at those odds now. 1.92 to the 1.88 Astralis talent. That we're in 0.04 of evening up with the favourites. It was a much greater disparity at the start of this series. And understandably so. This is the 27th ranked team in the world, up against the likes of the 73rd. One of the gatekeepers of tier 1.5 here in Gamerlegion. Up against very much the new kids on the block. I suppose 2 of these players have played for the Astralis main roster, but regardless, their stay was short. Christo was only in for a single tournament. Oh, bro. Thinks up Kios through the wall there. That's a rocky start for Gamerlegion. As again, the time ticks away and they yet to really find space anywhere on the map.
Oh my god. Acor, a prime opportunity to open up proceedings. You get the player up short. You have the op in hand. You had him in his crosshair, but he never clicked the mouse one. Never fired the shot. And that cost him his life there dearly. Altex, again, his continuation in playoffs looks stunning. Shui stands ready to pounce in towards this A-bomb site. I'm wondering what's being spotted here. Can you see the player on the map? Either way, there's going to be a whole lot more where that came from. They're bringing in a third rotation in towards this A-bomb site, and maybe even a fourth here close by. Flash is really well placed, but it's not in time. As Mr. Blinded Up still able to land the kill, and the crossfire is being brought into a whole lot more here. It's 4 players ready on this A defense. They've telegraphed it so much, but the kills are still filling the feed. Christo, last man standing, 10 seconds to plant the bomb and get this kill, but Ime lands the headshot. Doesn't turn in time for the flank. Bro, we'll put it down. It was a valiant effort, but it does get closed out here still by Astralis.
That was a ridiculous effort from Ime. That 1D came out of nowhere. Runs out of ammo on the primary, just doesn't give a damn, keeps on firing away. The Galil was almost enough, but look at how clean that shot was. Regardless, it wasn't clean enough, as you alluded to. 14-11 to Astralis Talent now. They're leading the charge, leading the battle cry on their own map pick, as they have dominated on the CT side. Gamerlegion haven't really stood a chance at all with how informed Astralis Talent have looked. And this is in their 3rd best of 3. This is their 7th map of Counter-Strike today. And they'll have a minimum of 8, but a 2-0 I think is unlikely. I do think Gamerlegion should be taking their own here. It could be going for 9, Exner.
I mean, that's a long day, believe me. Had that just yesterday, 9 maps casted, but can't imagine 9 maps played.
Deary me.
That would be insanity. Astralis Talent. This is the dream, though, to get this across the line. It would all be worth it in the end. All this hard work, it would pay off if they could just win one more series. Of course, up against some Titans, but see if that's the case here. B's left a bit vulnerable here. Bro tries to stick outside in the pit. First kill comes in from Kios. And now Bro is left last man standing inside the pit. They're going to cross in towards site. Safe passage in for a bomb plant, and going to kick off the retake effort. Christo, though, is going to land a kill, and Patty follows up. Even more success here, but finally answered back by Shui and Ima. The aggression's being anticipated, but Christo lands the first. The second inside the water here, blinded up by Isaac's flash. And outside of the short side, Isaac lies. Needs a big clutch here. Underhand ZHE, but it spams a little bit off the mark. Christo getting the defuse on off. He's missing. And he will get the round. Defuse comes through. And Astralis Talent in a 4v5. They pull the post plant away from Gamerlegion.
I think most importantly, they're in a 3 versus 2 there. Sui and IM, they do everything they can. Christo, though, that's a great shot. And then you said Isaac's own retake flash is what loses him the round. He was a mere inch away from the head of Christo there as he seeks the defuse. Gamerlegion now, they call a tactical timeout, but I do think it's too late here. They trail by 4 rounds. They try and stoke themselves up. But how many rounds is that now on the T side for Gamerlegion? Is that only 2, I think? They've really fallen off a cliff.
This defense has been sturdy for Astralis Talent. And honestly, I wonder what could have happened here if Gamerlegion were able to capitalize off of that eco that they won, right? This could have been maybe a different story. Maybe it's Gamerlegion running away with things, but they've been stalled out here at 11 for quite some time now. Unable to figure out a way to move past it. We'll see. That can come through here and now when their backs are up against the wall. But Astralis Talent, I don't think they're really a team that struggles to close out. They're not big chokers right now. We've seen them be able to stabilize in these deciders so consistently, but as I say that, of course, Christo has something other something else to say for me. He's going to be bested early. Ime able to deal with that. Aggression towards short, though. This is immediately after they fall off the boost.
I wouldn't say they've choked for a little while now. As Bro doesn't in that trade, Isaac manages to drag one back, though, and Mister continues to struggle here on the defense. He has been backed up quite pleasantly by his remaining 4 squaddies. They're having a great game right now. Very even fragging, but hold on a minute. They gamble rotating down to B as the util rains on in. In fact, this might not even be a gamble rotate. This might just be a save. It might have to be now, as isolated on the bomb site does sit Patty. He's about to get swiftly overwhelmed. Sui rounds the corner, rounds his jaw. It's a nice frag. A decent spam attempt from Bro, but it's only a tickler's. Hold on a minute. Running frag onto Sui. Does that spur him back into an attempt? No, it will not. Instead, it's Exifrag hunting for the likes of Astralis talent as their money is shot to bits.
Gamerlegion going to have a little bit more life in this T side here. Especially extended further with the fact that the money is not good for Astralis talent. And down to a couple close situations here. A couple rounds in a row. More than Astralis would have liked. And now they're probably going to be left into a double eco territory where you're probably going to invest on a Mr. forced by Christo. My god, this game, off the back of this opportunity that Gamerlegions have just given themselves, does have a whole lot more life left to it.
Bro, that's a lovely kill on the fadeaway. Well, Astralis talent fade away with their lead now that Gamerlegion have started to fire back on a couple of cylinders at least. Also here, don't forget to, of course, check out our partners over at Hellcase and their $400 giveaway. All you need to do is deposit $3 on their site and be watching the stream, which I'm assuming you've done already, since you're hearing my voice telling you this. Astralis talent, though. Skins aside, they've got the skills to back themselves up, and they look to go for a 4-man push through Monster. It's uncharacteristic, which is why it might just work. Kios does slip the net, though. They do at least leave Patty to defend. I believe he's been heard towards short water, and Altex, he plucks him to pieces. Christo jump spots, finds the bomb carrier. That's a massively important piece of information with the flashbang. It's a team flash come the end of it as the scout is blinded off, falls away to bank. Patty tries to force his way back into the site, bludgeoned in with util, but is smoked on off. But as much as Sui takes a good bit of damage, he will still stay alive, and despite it being a 5v4, it's still a heavy advantage to Gamerlegion.
Close by. MA stands over towards bank here, but there's 3 players closing in. Christo looks to turn the corner there. He baits out the shots. No one's peeking forward here. No one's taking advantage of this. And Ime continues to peek. Continues to do damage there. One more kill found out, but now the crossfire symbol. Chewy looking to keep things contained right now, and he can do just that. Bomb is way too far past ticked, and Patty without a kit and no more kills. Chewy, it's a little bit of a struggle there to finish, but he will. 13 locked in. The force buy punished. This is going all 30.
Sui has been stalwart in these post plants for the likes of Gamerlegion. He's close to a 30 bomb here in Regulation as he continues to deliver with multi-frag after multi-frag. There's a reason he was so valuable on the Miles NXT. He's a fragging IGL. Picked up by Gamerlegion. A very valuable piece of the puzzle. There's Kios and Acor. More the weak links in this map so far. Kios been working on his consistency lately. Now would be a great time to put that practice into good use as Acor on the AWP. So good up until this point. Might get a couple of freebies to build up further confidence coming into the last round of this map. I say last round of the map, last round of Regulation. Who knows where we'll be ending up. Gamerlegion, they're in prime position to take us to an overtime.
That they are here. We're gonna have one more gun round. This one gets wiped aside. Not a single kill. It's gonna come down to this right now. 30th round. Can Gamerlegion give themselves a chance to take off the opponent's map pick? I mean, we talked about it here. Once we thought that Astralis Talent were kind of closing this one once they were finishing the job, or at least that's what we thought. We said, you know, this one, it should be a 3-map series. But all of a sudden here, with a little bit of a struggle, and Gamerlegion resurging, Shui continuing to call up a storm and deliver the frags to back it up. All they need is one more round, and they can give themselves a chance to close it out. Oh my goodness.
That is a brutal nade. Acorn down to 53. Emma and Sui take a chunk of damage. But hold on a minute. They might forgive all of those discrepancies as they barrel it down A long here. They clean out long bathroom, and the first point of call will be Christo, but he's got no warp in this one. He's got an M4 instead, and he's fumbling with flashbangs. He needs to be so incredibly careful here. The Sui and Ema might decide to pick up the pace, but Christo bags the first. A great smoke spam. I believe he sees but a foot as Christo bags another massive 5v3 here. It's taken all 30 rounds, but Astralis Talent, they will be looking to close, and Mr. If this position is overlooked, he could be a huge point in continuing the closure. Kios, his shadow spotted, but will manage to fell Mr. regardless. Another nade that looks to be brutal. Big damage done to Christo, but he won't quite be removed just yet as Bro finds another kill onto Kios. 2 versus 4 ensuing here. Patty dancing around the back of the truck as Isaac and Acor, they've got it all to do. Isaac spotted, but Isaac and Acor, they both win a piece. Christo, though, will shut it down. Big round there for Christo. A 4K to Vitali and a 16-14 to lead us to a close. It's their map pick. They do it in regulation, but by God, the Gamerlegion keep that one competitive.
So close to pulling that one across the line, but a heroic defense here from Christo. You can see the way he's able to isolate these fights. Puts it into a 5v3. Completely disrupts things. Bro with some beautiful shooting alongside him. And yes, Acor, Isaac, they almost pull this one back, but too much of a task. Not enough from them on the entry prowess right there. And that is going to be that right there. Astralis Talent picking up their own map pick. It was close. It was competitive, right? But it gets the job done. And now their map up here in the grand finals, looking to finish the job in North Europe.
Yeah, it was an incredibly spicy affair come the end of it. Gamerlegion are going to be devastated they couldn't pull that one over the line. The 2-0 potential was there if they could snatch it, but they will be denied. And next we head on to Gamerlegion's map pick after this short 5-minute break. See you all after that.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One X-bet.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events! At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault, and the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. As you can see, things are heating up. I've already lost my jacket because of this endeavor, as Astralis talent just about closed things out 16-14 on their own map pick. Gamerlegion, they fought valiantly come the end of it, but they waited way too long to start putting up T-sided rounds. But as we go into the second map, it's one we're very familiar with Astralis talent on at this point, as they played it in back-to-back series to get to this grand finals. Can Gamerlegion pip them to the post, though? Can they take us to a three-map series? That's certainly what they'll hope to be doing here, as Acorn darts his way straight into Cave. Christy, though, it's a gorgeous flashbang. Oh my goodness! He finds three in tandem with Bro. Siri only good for the single reply, as Bro goes for more. The flash game on Astralis talent is absolutely godly.
That's 4 flash assists to open up proceedings right there for Patty, man. And he tops it off with a one more kill down ramp. It doesn't get any better than that, man. Does not get any more dreamy than that. Turning the corner here, you can see everyone's blinded. Not a single, player ready for that sort of setup. Why would you be playing dodge flash inside of Cave? No one would ever anticipate that. And 2 more flashes come through. That is a work of art on a round right there from Astralis talent and well, of course, the force buy to try and respond. Acor grabbing onto an op. Gamerlegion on this map. We said, yeah, we saw some weaknesses out of Astralis in that last series on this map. We anticipate that this should go a third. Well, next bet odds maybe don't agree with us. I was about to say.
Astralis talent now, I'd say fairly heavy favorites here. Looking at Ancient as a map for them too, certainly not shabby at all. As Altex can't afford to be up against these upgraded pistols. They've got plenty of util, but they haven't grown much of it yet. Surprised they haven't been using more of it towards the depths of A main, as Altex gets 2 for free. Ema and Kios, they go down, and Altex knocks them all over like Skittles. This is a brutal bowling. Elias Altex is now on for the ace. Last alive is Sui. He's cowering towards Totem. And what more is there for him to do than, I guess, run out to his death? This could still well be an ace for Altex. Sui, he's waltzing on into it. Which avenue will he take? As Altex gets an ace in the second round. Cautiously done by him. As Gamerlegion are embarrassed in the opening 2 rounds.
That is a statement start right there coming through from the man himself, Altex. This guy, like we have been saying all throughout playoffs, nothing short of impressing. He's playing so many difficult roles for this team, and every single time he delivers without missing a beat. Ace side anchoring here on Ancient. He's good for an ace once everyone rushes his way. That is a huge confidence builder right here for him. Absolutely fantastic. He's going to get another chance here. Replicate that success here. This time, jumping up a little bit more movement coming through, but it's the same exact result here. Altex on 4 now. Don't give him it back to back here. The QB sneak not successful. Bro shuts the bomb plan down. And they shut down the back-to-back aces, but that is 9 kills in 2 rounds, 9-0 for Altex there. That is way too good of a start for him.
That is a star-studded performance in defense of the A-bomb site there. Absolutely nobody able to get past this turret of a human being. As that 3-0 scoreline is well deserved, at least for Altex. Only a single death on Astralis talent right now as well. That's on poor old Christo. As Gamerlegion, only a single kill in return. It's of course Sui, the fracking IGL. Gonna need to do a lot more from where that came from. As well, he starts things off very strongly. Missed as quick to trade it though as he jumps through smokes and flashes and takes full control of B lane.
And the one MP9 that was still held on to here is no longer. He's grabbed himself an AK as his reward. There's no question that the fear struck into Gamerlegion's hearts to kick this game off, but maybe not as much as I anticipated here. I thought they would avoid A like the plague with how things have been shaping up, with how strong Altex has looked, but they're going to continue to test it. And this time, Altex not able to pass neither the trade from Christo. 2 kills quick from Kios. That should decide the round here. They're diving in with the bomb. That's the bomb.
That's a team kill.
Has put it into the 1v1.
Isaac killed his teammate in the midst of that pandemonium, which, as you correctly pointed out, leaves this in a 1v1. Mr. rounds the corner, rounds the cranium of Kios. And oh, dearie me, a 1 versus 3 clutch coming through for Mr. off the back of it. 4-0. A much better start than his previous map plays. Does Astralis talent get off to Aurora on their defensive? A valiant effort from Kios, already 2 to Vitali, 1 more needed. But as Mr. scoreline indicates, as is the round count, Gamerlegion back to the upgraded pistols as they have to go for a half fight here. And they need to find some success. They can continue to brutalize the CT economy, but they've already got another buy behind them. Goes from bad to worse for them as they stack up behind the double doors, and already Astralis take B lane control.
Just continue to establish this ground here. It's going to be so valuable. They do give over a little bit of space. The long-range Tech 9s, though, you wouldn't favor them, but they do get the opening here, and Patty's out in no man's land. No way he turns that corner, but Bro not so fortunate. Still, though, the convergence in on this catwalk, it continues, and the collapse consumes Gamerlegion.
Anyone for a third multi-frag on Altex? This time it's not... Well, actually, no, it is against upgraded pistols again, isn't it? That is back-to-back rounds in which Altex destroys upgraded pistols and then does it again for good measure. 11 in 1 he sits coming into round number 6. It's a ridiculous scoreline. He has more kills, nearly double the entire combined kill count of Gamerlegion as an individual. That is how well Altex is performing right here. As Astralis talent, they are tired. They want to go home. This is their 8th map of the day. The majority of them going the distance as Bro is distanced from B ramp, at least temporarily with that flashbang. But nobody swings off the back of it. Nobody takes advantage of blinded Bro. Sounds like a charity for the blind as Patty.
Oh my goodness.
Is somehow spammed on down.
This boost, oh, Altex almost bought the bullet right there. Could have been a great way to extend favor. They're not quite able to put the man himself down here. He's been tested up against the pistols round after round. This time, though, he might be tested up against the rifles, the full guns. Christo will take care of A-core here, but that's going to trigger movement in towards the A-bomb site from the remaining. And Altex is sort of being sold on this rotate. Oh, he will double back here, but into the crosshairs he goes. He's spotting them out, isolating these fights here. He's put the advantage in their favor by 2 now. And 1 more from him. It's another multi-kill. Altex unstoppable on this A-bomb site, disrupting the take. He's dropped the bomb. Am I going to be able to pick that one up? There's 25 seconds and a 1v4 here. Planting. It's just a fake. It's just a tap here, but it's just buying further time here for them to collapse. And another headshot landed. Bro actually finishes the job, but Altex stands tall once again on this A-bomb site.
13 kills in 6 rounds, affording his squad all 6 of those rounds pretty much off the back of it. Altex has been responsible for victories in 4 now, surefire. Let's look at those 1x bet odds shifting. 1.28 to the 3.73. Now, one thing I do need to mention, Gamerlegion, are they not 7-0 up on that first map? Astralis talent are about to be 7-0 up as well, unless Gamerlegion can pull a miracle out of the hat. That does not mean they've won the entire map just yet. It just means they're off to a blinding start and all of their players are in top form. That's dangerous for Gamerlegion, but it doesn't mean it's an impossible task of bringing things back to a 9-6 and 8-7. It will be very difficult, don't get me wrong. But we do need to see a bit more life out of Gamerlegion for me to seriously believe what I'm saying here.
I don't think it's going to come right now. Not with a buy like this. This time, Christo. A different face here to greet you. On this A-bomb site. Face just as deadly. Especially with the op, but his position, it's very far forward, right? This is close range, and they give him a wide swing here. That's where problems could start to arrive, because you can see there is no close by rotations. He is on a complete island, and he might get caught in transition depending on the timing. Ooh.
Close but no cigar. As Christo still catches Sui. Sprinkling a little bit more carnage into the mix on this bomb site as Altex. He hath been summoned, but he hath been slain. I am. A nice double entry to the bomb site as Christo also falls in temple. Hema might overextend here a little low as Mister does have 2 to deal with, but that Molotov should be enough for him. Oh no, instead he catches the full AP player in A-core. Bro finishes kill, Patty frags again, and Ema is caught off by Mister. A complete collapse for Gamerlegion despite their opening 2-man advantage. Astralis 7-0 here, and they are showing absolutely 0 signs of slowing down.
Can't believe he found the high HP bar right there, A-core. I was shocked right there to see his teammate just bailing out right there. Image 2K right there into the round, right? His beautiful double up here. Finally shutting down Altex on some of the A work that he's been doing. Thought maybe that would be a catalyst. But it isn't just a one-man show. Altex isn't the only player that they have defending here. There's so much more behind it here. As another opener fills the feed. Altex gets taken down, but Mister answers back just as quick here. And there's no trade potential. This mid-control. Another check off the list here for Astralis talent.
Gamerlegion, the kings of choking CCT finals. Are they about to do it again? To their 2nd Academy roster in a row. Oh, again, jumping the gun here. As the guns on Gamerlegion keep on blasting, it is a 3v3. Patty's got a great position, though. Has missed it. That's great information. Spots 2 at least on that jump. As Patty's flash on in, finds a 1st, finds a 2nd, picks up all 3. Pattygate Bakers, man. Destroy Gamerlegion as fast as you can. That's the nursery rhyme that Astralis talent will be singing for years to come. As their youngsters decimate Gamerlegion at every turn.
I mean, I can't believe Patty gets 3 here. That's a 1-for-1. Ideally. But he finding 3 frags right there is just insanity. 8-0. We're seeing an extension on, you know, this running out of control. We're seeing a little bit of just lacking trade potential coming through here. It looks like Astralis talent can't be stopped, but of course, as I say that, there's always more that they have left in the tank. 2 kills to open up proceedings, and rounds like these, they can resuscitate any T side. They can get you back in the game so quickly.
Mister looking to get back into this round quickly. Actually, Molotov see we had a position, but Isaac don't give a damn. Bristow instantly removed. Meaning Mister's got a rather tall order towards the wrong side of the map. He hears the presence, hears the smokes. Oh, that's a perfect follow-up. As Bro does get Suey. As Isaac tucks himself in, this might be discovered as a position by Mister, but it shouldn't be a 2v4 victory here as Chaos decapitates Bro, and Mister fumbles his primary weapon. Isaac does not waste time in shutting him down. Finally, Gamerlegion, they're first on the board. Hopefully, this is finally a sign of things to come. They need rounds, and they need them desperately. Ancient's fairly 50-50 these days, but Astralis have painted it with a rather different picture. Rolling back the months, it seems. That 60-40 affair.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be nice, but again, those sort of rounds where you get the job done with the MAC-10, a couple, pistols, those are the rounds that you love to win. You know you can break the dry spell here off the back of it, and look at this entry prowess shown. MA again showing up in his ability here. As wide swinging in, Altex gets bested by Acor, and new life found here. MA blinded up by the flash to keep things even, but not for long. Surely Kiel's moving in. Will land himself a free frag. Still have yet to plant the bomb, but finally the numbers get punched in. Christo can't find the op shot in time, and now, potentially save looming. Bro's got a very quick flank, though, that could be formulating. But no, he's hiding in towards T-spawn. You see the retreat coming through from Christo. And here's a start, maybe, of something good from Gamerlegions. They've got themselves a little bit of work being done here all of a sudden. 2 on the board, 2 strung together. Money's still going to be good with these 2 saved rifles, but now that pressure looming above Astralis talent and the capitalization of this strong start, it's definitely going to be there.
Now, at least Gamerlegion are bubbling afloat. They sail forward onto 2. As Astralis talent can, of course, afford a reinvestment. Drops can come in for the likes of Mister. As Astralis talent look to keep dropping higher numbers. Been a roaring start. Gamerlegion don't look to allow them to finish in said way, though. They've been pretty good at dragging them all over the map in these past few rounds, and I've really enjoyed the fake plays that they've pulled out of the hat. They don't look to fake presence in middle, though. That's 4 players stacked on up behind the smoke. Molotov behind it, 2 deniers. Another smoke is deployed to allow Sui to cross on out. Spin comes in. Ema frags. Acor follows suit. Patty's a little too high on that spray. Catches no one. It's instead up to Christo, fully blinded. Still back to Shui. It's a 3v4, but Gamerlegion, despite their advantages, have had their pace slowed. The Molotov flies a little too deep as Bro flies under the radar. Inmate goes on down, and it's back to a 3v3.
Back to equal standing here, but the map control is not so equal. And Bro still down very low. What's the game plan here from this point forward here? Bro, this is unreal plays. He's decided he's going to push through Donut. He's going to spot the bomb. Trigger discipline could go a long way, but instead he's just going to drop him. That's going to bring in some rotations here. Oh, boy. Addy. Maybe going to get his chance to strike here, depending on Isaac's proactivity. If he's too slow about things, he's going to get caught. And again, that bomb is still maintained. Somehow Astralis talent recovering this 3v5 with 3 potentially still alive. Bro, throwing caution to the wind in a round like this is so unreal, but oh my god. Double zoomed cost Christo. At 2v1 now, Bro has picked up the op with his low HP. They still have to grab the bomb, though. That molly could be huge.
Oh,
Spots
no.
him.
The molly doesn't land.
Where did that go? Oh, it went too deep on the left there.
Yeah. That was rough. Astralis talent, they're in deep now as well. That's 9 CT-sided rounds, Colt. How many more can Gamerlegion afford to slip up before they lose out on their own map pick? Astralis Talent already proving themselves in this playground. Having to do it for the third time in a row in the playoffs. It's been a common reoccurring theme. A comfort map pick for Astralis Talent, often brought in by their opponents, as Sui brings himself back into the charge and middle, cuts down Eltex, but misses there to trade. Ema fires one back for Patton. Looks to web his way out too. Ema denies in Gamerlegion. They are at least on for a third.
This mid control has been a huge liability for Astralis Talent in the rounds that they've lost right there. Even in the last round, they probably should have lost it. And it was at the helm of that double entry towards mid. This time it's a quad entry towards middle. Gamerlegions, they've cracked the code. The question is, have they cracked it a little bit too late in this? Have to give themselves some stability. So at least 9's locked in, but I do think they're going to need like a 9-6 half here. And 10-5 still serviceable on the T side if they can bring in some confidence. This is their map pick, so I imagine the same sort of CT side strengths are going to be shown. I really like the T side out of them, even if it's started a bit slow. The adjustments there, the constant pressure of mid control here, that's still yet to be really figured out by Astralis Talent is kind of haunting them by now.
Now, Chris looks to be haunted by Kios. Only lands a leg shot. As he's now pressured upon by multiple angles. Goes back for Ema. At this point, it's becoming more of a costly endeavor for Gamerlegion than I'm reckoning perhaps they expected. Isaac awaits Christie around that corner. He goes back for Kios, but Kios finished what he started. Still not on the board for Astralis, but Gamerlegion do at least find 3 and deny an AWP save. That's B. Astralis' economy finally broken. But again, this is a map that they defeated Copenhagen Flames on to start their playoffs run. One that they are all too familiar with at this stage. As they keep on hammering at home. They took a tumble against the likes of 500, but bounced back quickly. There's not much bouncing back that needs to be done here, as they've already found their night, finally calling their first tactical timeout. As it's likely just going to be a couple of upgraded pistols here. Celtics might bring in something heroic since he's on such low economy. But Gamerlegion, this is their chance to start spiraling multiple rounds together on the T side, find their 5th perhaps. Astralis Talent are very muddied at the moment.
Scary decisions ahead. Going for the force buy here. Talk about the remainder of this half. You got yourself very few rounds to close. If you lose this one, you're going to be on full eco in the next. So a chance for Gamerlegion to bounce back, and that's a nice opener. Knife is out there. Altex maybe thinking he had to take a risk, but he just gets destroyed by the default and just missed or left in the back lines. Maybe he can get up to some sneaky antics. There's a nice spot right there, but surely to be overrun here soon. If not, Isaac can pull off a flank.
Oh no.
His second. He's just been bested. Finally, Mr. gets put down on the site, but I do think that should put some sense of closure on this round.
I mean, Bro is still knocking about, but with Christou's removal, I imagine the 15 HP A1S player will use that veil of smoke towards CT to aid his own escape. Slowly edges his way into middle, where it appears he will reside for the rest of the round. Tucks in nicely into red room. They tucks him. Not entirely true. Goes for a bit of a gander towards CT. As Gamerlegion do put 4 up on the board, and Astralis Talent certainly haven't won out this map nor series just yet. Gamerlegion keen to keep up performances, keep up appearances in this grand final. Do not want to get 2-0 by an academy team. Sui, bit of a blunder there, goes down to the bomb, but can be afforded a drop by his teammates. So we head into the penultimate of the first half.
Finally, we get to see So good work out of Gamerlegion stringing things together. 4 rounds now. Again, 9-6 is workable. We talked about, this map not being as CT-sided as it once was. It definitely wasn't as CT-sided as like a 8-0 start that Astralis talent were kind of bringing to the table. But 9-6, that's workable here for Gamerlegion. You can make that happen. You can very quickly get back into the game. So, little boost for Bro. Bro boost, but nothing really coming of it so far here. Only the pistol close beside gets traded, so a chance to, make this A1S thing, losing further teammates beside him is going to make the job difficult.
Yeah, nice frag there for Isaac to keep things clean on the B-bomb side. The retake, they're all coming from the same angle. The sprays all missing in tandem. As Astralis, they're about to give up 5 to Gamerlegion here. Bro does at least get 1 on the exit, but there's no defuse kits to really continue this play. I think Astralis talent already realize that this is a losing battle. They might send the USP through. Instead, they use him as the bottom of a boost. As Sui spots them, gives the call, and Sui actually gets Bro on the exit. Throws another weapon. It will be retrieved by Altex. It's a valiant effort, I suppose. Gamerlegion with 5 do seem to make the end of this half rather competitive. 6 on a T side for Ancient. Certainly not a shabby figure. And they're well within the realms of possibility of snatching it off the back of a dominant start. Astralis talent, they do let their foot off the gas a little bit here, and another tactical timeout will be called.
Only 2 left on this map now. There really isn't a lot of pressure put on Astralis talent just yet. They still have Vertigo waiting in the wings. But calling in a timeout, closing this one out 2-0. Obviously the main goal here of the boys on Astralis. They can do so here if they can continue to show that strength that we had. But I think what's being discussed right now is this mid control and how they're going to establish it earlier on. Gamerlegion have been able to take claim to that over and over again, so anticipating that that's going to be replicated here once again for the last round of play and the first half. We'll see if that's the case. We'll see if Astralis talent have any other ideas. Get a more passive approach. I guess you can concede it as long as they don't give the opening picks over to MA in this direction. That is another option.
Oh, Patty looks to find an opening kill instead though, but Sui's been so hot on the mark with them. Will actually be flashed off the angle. Kios forced to create out Christu. As Isaac doubles up towards the ramp, Mister shuts him down. Akor fires on back. Patty launches himself through cave. As he's hotly pursued by Sui in the backlines, will Altex be able to pick up on this? As, oh my goodness! Shielded temporarily by the flames, but that leaves Patty in a 1v3. Akor pushes the smoke, pushes the scoreline to 9-6. And Gamerlegion, 4 in a row at the end of that half, do actually put themselves quite nicely back into contention.
That they do. Gamerlegion getting that 9-6 half there. An incredible string of rounds towards the tail end, making magic happen. Astralis talent, their endeavor here to move forward. The victors, it's been delayed. Now, one thing we were talking about, 150 points for the winner. And just getting a quick look at things. Astralis are the second team, right? That would tie them with Astralis. And I haven't fully looked at the rest of the teams that have made it into playoffs and what that's shaping out to be. But Entropic are third. They didn't make it into playoffs here. So I think this might put Astralis talent at least in contention. Maybe it'll give them an option to choose which Astralis team makes it to the LAN, right? So a lot of interesting things lining up if they can close this one out. But all that being said here, Kios and Shui holding down the line here on this B-site defense. Right now, though, a lot of pressure put on Christo as he needs to stay alive with the bomb in his hands. He will land another kill as well and put it back to a 2v2.
Christo loses that frag, they lose the round because bomb is dropped. But oh my goodness, Ema on the Julie's bags another. Christo dances round the columns. Ema whiffing shots left, right, and centre, but through the edge of the column. It will be enough to stunt Christo despite his previous stunts in the round, and that's 7 on the board to Gamerlegion as they do look to take us to a third and final. Dual Berettas, as they say, 2 guns better than 1. And that adage is proven true yet again. As those dastardly Julies, they just do so much damage. Christu at least gets a bomb plant. Astralis Talent will be afforded a chance here, but I think my main problem with Astralis Talent's end of that first half is Altex's drop-off. 15 in 10 from, I believe it was 13 in 2, Cole.
Yeah, different position there. He was getting sent over towards middle, and he was getting dealt with by MA in a lot of those rounds. I think that was a huge detail here. As now Acor dealing with Christo, sending him off the perch. Elevated angle does not work for them. Acor looks for more though. Mr. moving in towards a site. Nasty crossfire that they have to break through, and Shui holds the line nicely. Kios comes in for closure. And Gamerlegion, they comfortably move past the force buy. The investment doesn't pan out, and Astralis Talent is what I mean here. 9-6 half. It could have been enough here for Gamerlegion, because all of a sudden here you got yourself one round off the tie, and it's only Glocks to get there.
I mean, we've seen wackier things from the Glocks. Was it earlier today that we saw a full Glock round come through? If I'm not mistaken, it was Astralis Talent over in the previous series. Regardless of that, though, Gamerlegion should be taking this one with ease. Acor made sails on over as Mr. sails a 50 cal round through his forehead. It's a nice response, but how much more can they really afford themselves here? As a lot of these T's are isolated, they're relying on individual plays, and with pistols, it's just not really the best point of call. They might catch some presence towards A, they might catch a timing. Grisso, if he can find a frag, it would be huge. He won't be afforded the opportunity. Isaac smokes him in. And P9 sails a couple of warning shots through it. As Bro and Christo are deviously low, and Gamerlegion are deviously close to an equalised scoreline.
I like the group up here that they're doing. Instead of just throwing away their lives trying to go for isolated spots of aggression, they're going to join up as 4 here with the little space that's been claimed here early on by Mr. and take that to their advantage. Now, obviously, there's 2 players here close by that they have to deal with. The Deagles not singing just yet. I don't know if they'll get another sound out of them. Kia's comfortable with the 4K right there. Continues to bring in the defense on that B bomb site. And we're all tied up at 9s here. Like you had said here, Gamerlegion hungry for that 3rd map. That is for sure.
I mean, I feel like this finals only deserves it. After a 16-14 first map affair, we could not have been any closer. As Astralis Talent, well, they look to be a little closer to winning this map out by buying up fully in this one. Chris Duke looks to be early into mid, but Ema lands the run boost. That's so clean. They don't expect it at all on B lane. Spams down the first onto Bro. And Christu sidelining the rest of middle. Kios actually gets Patty with a Molotov. And things go from bad to worse for Astralis Talent here.
Acor extends it. Oh, Shui swinging off the fly swing as well. Christo, his days are numbered. Molly will flush him right into their hands here. Shui. Alright, man. Why not? Trade comes through just as quick there. Kios. He's good for it. And not only are these rounds being strung together here, but there's not a lot of damage in these rounds. Back-to-back rounds where 4 players survive. Money's being built. The foundations, the stones being laid out here for Gamerlegion. Their path to Vertigo, this 3rd map, it's slowly being established.
So, you know how the scoreline was 8-0, right? It's now 9-10. And it's not in Astralis Talent's favour either. Gamerlegion are out here wilding. They found double digits first. They've been decimating on this CT side in a similar fashion to what Astralis Talent dealt unto them. And it's not individualistic either. Everybody's showing up. But hold on, Kios 21-12. After being the bottom fragger of the previous map. That's an impressive turnaround as Christu gets turned around himself. Buried 6 feet under. This Gamerlegion Not only lead 10-9, but have the man advantage in this one up against only an upgraded pistol buy.
Isaac doles out a quick headshot, but this time it's a 1-for-1 trade over towards Donut. Oh, there's so much more. MA on the bomb site already, locked things down. This is a nice shot from Mr. To be fair, Tech 9 1-tap. You like to see that. It's Mr. underhands the smoke here. Now his job at trying to get the bomb down has become a whole lot more difficult with the flank from Donut. Acor will lock it in. That run continues 8-0. But now 11 rounds here for Gamerlegion. 1-11 run. I don't know.
It's just been a ridiculous streak.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to just like get back into this game at this point, right? This is a sort of streak that you just can't really recover from here. It's domination from Gamerlegion. They found their individuals, they found their stride big time, and now all they have to do is continue this effort on the CT side of Ancient.
The scariest thing is Astralis talent are statistically better on their T side, and yet they're still being dealt this big a killing blow on the offensive that we've seen them prosper on so many times today. Their T sides have been so cleanly drilled. And yes, they did let things slip against the likes of 500 earlier on. Rounded out a 16-11 loss, but they still put up 5 rounds on that T side. 5 rounds would at least get them back into the motion. They had to even pick up a single one here. As it just gets worse and worse for them. A chance here towards the A-bomb site though. Acor misses the no-scope. Altec starts to frag strong, but Isaac through the smoke. Can't quite finish the double up. Ime is there instead. And Ema doubles up for him. Kios back at the bomb site. Great KD, but not going to matter in this instance as Christu chimes on in for a double of his own. Hold on a minute. Sui pushes ahead of the smoke. Patty falls, but Christu, he's bought time and a lifeline. Molotov sails on through. He thinks he's read this perfectly, but it's actually being planted for Sui. All he needs to do is push this smoke, and he will do. Sui does it again! Another multi-kill, a fraggy IGL, BM spam, and Gamerlegion find 12.
Oh, man. 12 locked in right now. And that BM, it feels so much worse when you know Astralis talent, they've had that sort of lead. They were in a power position, and they have fallen out of grace so quickly on this map. And Shui continuing what he's done from that last map. That's some really nice shots from Christo, but his performance on Overpass, it was so strong. It would have been a shame if, you know, they would have just bailed out of this 2-0. But it looks like he's going to continue that effort into the next map here, into the CT side, clutching up big time 1v2. And finally, he thought there was some relief here for Astralis talent, but the pain train, it continues from Gamerlegion. They do not stop.
Yeah, they've skipped all the platforms here on the Gamerlegion side, as Kios doesn't skip a beat. The man's 22-13. This might be the best performance I think I've ever seen from Kios, at least in recent years. Molotov deployed in towards Donut. Acor ebbs his way on up. Acor's not even been performing at all in this series. Man's 9-14 here. Constantly outmaneuvered on the previous map as Mister waits for Kios to make a foul move in Donut. In Cave, sorry. Not going to happen. He's not going to condone Murderholt with his presence as Gamerlegion. Continue to present rounds, present man advantages. Bro, he's had a decent map so far, but this map might soon be far behind them. Astralis talent, they do bait out some shots, and Emo finally falls to Altex. It's a nice entry. He's back to fragging ways, but Gamerlegion, they've got both sides on relative lockdown, a 2-2 split, and strong positions.
Ooh. Altex starting to crack through things, though. And Kios walks right into the crosshair of Mister. Another headshot rains on out. Decision probably soon to be made here, just to call it. Save from Acor. Isaac, there's decent money. I talked about the foundations, a lot of those strong rounds being shown out, but last round they did lose 4 players, so Most costly 8 core though. Dropping another one. And he's gonna get rid of that op. So now, I mean, Christo's just giving that one over.
Yeah, with all that said and done, Astralis talent. I'm going to say, as an understatement, it took them a while. But with double digits, they can at least continue to contest for this map. Contest for the 2-0. They don't get too many opportunities in international grand finals. They've taken down a plethora of multinationals to get here. As Chaos does take down a few more in the process, but finally success. Finally a T-side round for the Astralis talent boys. Can they use this to propel themselves into further frags? Into further successes? Well, Gamerlegion have a slightly better buy here with a double upsetter, but it will be full util regardless for Astralis talent. And they don't give up an early fight in middle this time. Ema looks to continue to spray down regardless, though. It appears I spoke too soon. They give up 2 frags in middle on Astralis talent. Only claw back 1 for the trade, and they might give up more to Sui with the spam. The scenes continue to go awry.
An immediate reminder. Mid control here on both sides of the half have been strugglesome. This time 2 for 1. And I think Astralis talent, they need this for their momentum. They need this for their mental. Winning 2 in a row. I'd be so massive. Start to get some relief, but met by a smoke here. Really wise defensive maneuver coming through. In the meantime, they're lining in some utility here for this B-side execute. There's a lot of presence ready to go, but they're still locked out by the smoke, so Astralis talent will comfortably move on in. They have to avoid the spam. That's the first thing. But if they can make it into the site, that's going to be so valuable. And now Mr. starts to plant the numbers.
Just managed to get the bomb planted. Takes a bit of chip damage from the molly on his way out. Gamerlegion. Oh, they're so keen for this retake now. Kios bags Ultex and Eme. He's flanking the flanker. Patty might not survive much longer in his Kushti. Thank you on position. Mr. bagged another frag, but Kios quick to trade things out. Patty, not long for this world as Eme strikes in the backlines. And Acor will stick the defuse on the bomb. 13 now to Gamerlegion as Astralis talent have only 10. Things continue to slip away from the talented T-side here. They just haven't been equipped to show it as they have done earlier today. 5 more rounds needed for an overtime endeavor. This Gamerlegion only 3 away from closing out the map.
Yeah, but that round right there, Kios living on 1 HP saved them. It lands the trade. I don't know if they would have been able to win that, even despite that. There was still that really nice flank that you were talking about, but such a small detail there, costing Astralis talent the round. It was a close attempt. Good bomb plant, nice recovery at mission, but MA, again, able to turn in time. Just diving through these mid-smokes here has not led to be a winning formula. Flashbang, though, this time around Altex can't escape the grasp. And again, in the mid-endeavor, they go 2 for 1. It's so familiar. It's been happening all game after that 8-0 start.
Yes, mid-control is important. But is it important enough that you try it every single round, and every single round you come out with a 1-man, 2-man, sometimes 3-man disadvantage? The answer I'm looking for is, of course, no. Astralis talent have not been really hot at adapting on the fly. Now that the kills aren't falling in their favor, they're starting to stumble. Stuttering gets even more severe as Christo might be given a freebie onto Sui here, but it's still going to be a tough AWP shot to land. They push the ramp, they force themselves into Christo's personal space. And a Molotov does miss, but so does Mr. The flashbang's brutal, Kios even more so. Bro, goes down to Acor. Gamerlegion find themselves 14 rounds. And Astralis talent, they've been left in the mud. 1 T-side round is all they've afforded themselves. As their defense, it looked pristine, but now they're just being embarrassed.
They're getting shut down here. It's a huge defensive half coming through from Gamerlegion. Nice recovery from them. Really didn't seem like they needed too many rounds on their D side because of how strong their CT side has looked. Mid control again. Will they try it? This time it's a more passive setup here. They don't try and go for it early on. MA has been scaring them off of this angle every single round. This time they do give it a little bit more grace this time, but Sui just picks one off right now, straight through the wall, and still complications arriving for Astralis talent.
I think complications is an understatement. A complete collapse is more to the feeling of the nature of what's going on here. They do at least take donut control, though. That's something for them. Smoke rains down towards CT. It will be landing, but Isaac looks to land a few shots from this position. Bro will not allow him. Eco in towards A main, though. Will he get a shot baited out by the MAC-10s? Will the smoke be pushed in reply? Behind it, but Altec spots him through it. It's a nice spam, a great kill. And bro jump spots Sui too. A dink is landed, but it won't be the frag. And with that, Altec's in the backlines. Deals another killing blow. Astralis talent. They put their second T-side round up on the board as Christu goes goodwill hunting. Gios just about escapes his gaze. Might go in for a repeat though, as he knows their economy's much stronger. Christu get away off the back of that prospect. Can't afford to go down to the bomb here. Has to hug the edge of what is CT spawn. With all that said and done, Astralis talent still trailed by 3. There's still little confidence fulfilled in me to predict they'll be able to continue a comeback.
It's hard to imagine that they're able to get this consistently, but something that we talked about here is Altex and his slight drop-off when it comes down to the later parts of that first half. Well, when he's able to step up again with that nice 3K, you can see how easy it is for Astralis talent to win these rounds. They just need that more often, and it's a tough task for them. I also think Gamerlegion, they're not going to give you mid control. They've learned their lessons. They just donated mid in that last round. They found a nice opening pick, but you can see how valuable this control really is in the map, in the grand scheme of things. On this an ancient, you just need to establish it. You need to take donut control. You need to force these guys off of these angles here. They're getting away with so much, and Gamerlegion calling in a timeout, I imagine, to discuss what they're going to do up next.
Yeah, the thing is though, Astralis talent don't have to only take mid from the T-spawn route. They could go through B lane as well and go for a bit of a crunch. They don't have to take mid as the first step of every caliber of play. They're going to do it again. At least it appeared as such. They do just expend a bit of util this time. Don't fully fight forward as Mr. Don't really know if he needed to expend the smoke there, but regardless, he will. Has full B lane control to himself as Patty controls middle with a double. Completely blinded on that second kill. Aiko falls on back, goes back for a frag onto Altex. It's cleanly done. But as they run in through Donut, they have a single man advantage, but that man advantage is lurking and will not be able to help them. Kios helps himself with the Patty as Bro pushes Aiko and retakes mid control as Molotov sails on through. And Mr. will soon find himself a completely free B bomb site. It's nicely done. And they just about avoid the timing of Kios, who's still having a terror of a game right now. But Astralis talent finally pick up some pace and will put 12 on the board out of nowhere.
Again, comes down to a couple mid duels this time. Patty double entrying, and he's back to his winning ways, his strong suit. Bro helping out as well. They're trying this. They're going for the retake. There's a little bit of utility here, but these post plants are a little bit too strong for my liking, and you can see why Christo dispatches. And it will put him into a 1v3. Shuey, he sticks around there just to fall, and the Astralis talent have cracked the economy here. Deep into the game, deep into the second half, as soon as you thought Gamerlegion were going to coast to a third map, Astralis talent, they kind of give us hints at some other ideas.
Astralis talent apparently not keen to let Gamerlegion run away with this one. You wouldn't have thought given the scoreline shifting earlier on in this half. But Astralis talent Comebacking the comeback, it seems. Gamerlegion attempted exactly this over on Overpass and fell short at the final hurdle. Will it be the same fate here for the likes of Astralis? They peek on in towards A. Ime, Pito 50 swiftly removed as the rest of the pistols are unupgraded. They've got a single crossfire starting to be set up here. But Isaac's already been removed as Acor's cut off behind the smoke. Sui, that's a bold endeavor. By God, he captures the bomb carrier. He's actually picked up a rifle as well. Can Sui get anything else done here? No way! Sui takes down Bro, looks for Christo too. Chaos backs one with a USP. It's a 2 versus 2 here. They've still got a rifle on the Gamerlegion side. Christo, he can't quite catch the USP. The bomb's still dropped in towards A-Halls.
No
This
way.
is a ridiculous round. The Gamerlegion have bought themselves a chance in. Big nade. Oh my God, no! Okay, I thought he whiffed it. I thought he whiffed the frag. That was embarrassing from Astralis talent, but they do at least find 13, and my heart can calm itself back down again.
Dude, what is happening, man?
Jesus.
Shuey just walks through with the molly. Look what he's able to get away with. Just no one's hitting shots right now in that sort of position. Just no one's shooting back at Shuey. I don't know what's going on. Christo's in an awkward position for the op for so very long. It's bizarre. And it almost cost them dearly. They still are in contention here. They can still close. Look at this. A quick A execute right now, throwing all caution to the wind. Smoke for Donut and CT. No one is there to meet it. They are in Donut already. That nade doesn't connect though. And the spam comes right on back, of course. It's so close to hitting the mark, but Bro lands too. And it's going to be called off, waving the white flags once again. Is Gamerlegion. What's going on right now?
It's a collapse, Cole. That's exactly what's happening. Astralis talent have found their footing. I don't know where from. I don't know how. The Gamerlegion, they're sent scampering. At a 14-14 scoreline, they are at the disadvantage. They had a huge lead. They did so well not to succumb to Astralis talent in the first half. It was an 8-0 scoreline. 8-0. Then they stormed their way all the way up to 1 away from match point. 1 away from finding themselves a third map, or at least the hope of it. Sui loses another teammate in Chaos. That is a massive blow to the economy of Gamerlegion. That means they can't drop 2 of their players now. And my God, look at that spam from Bro. It is brutality at its finest. Paddy won't care to go down there. The more economic damage done, the better for the Astralis talent side. It's 2 Deagles and a 5-7 with M4A1Ss to supplement. Astralis talent, if they can't do it now, I don't think they'll ever be able to. Altex charges up first. Kios displaced on just the Deagle. Altex strikes for the first frag. Kios somehow still alive. Can he catch anything here? Yes, he can. A great 1D, but he's sprayed on down. Throwbacks another, but April trade.
It's a bomb.
2 versus 2 now. The bomb is dropped. What the hell is going on here on B?
Oh my God. They've lost control here. It's outside of a smoke as well, but peeking into Christo's op. He will not miss. Shuey and another 1v2. He's gotten one of these already. And the smoke recycled. But he still needs to cut off. His position known. Noted. In the meantime, a full minute to wait this round out here. Plenty of time for Astralis to maintain their composure as they just hold. They sit and wait for Shuey to get a bit antsy, a bit inquisitive. But no one giving up the game just yet. Christo's op trained, but not peeking forward here. Shuey trying to keep his eyes on the bomb. It's all a game of timing now. Patty joining forces here with his op. They need to turn the corner here. They need to grab it. They need to secure it here. Pistols out for Christo. He is not lit. He's full HP. Christo grabs it. He sneaks the bomb, but he continues to peek forward here. And now Patty's gone down in the meantime. What is going on? Numbers now being punched in from Christo. Time to plant, but he needs to whip the op out. Now he's got it in his hand, but 2 angles that he has to cover. Noise being made from Shuey and a missed top shot. Shuey will secure another 1v2 and put Gamerlegion on the map point.
Why? Why pull your pistol out in a scenario like that? You've done 0 damage. You've confirmed no damage on him. The all peeks the wrong angle, and Sui peeks perfectly. Another 1v2 clutch to the fragging IGL as he keeps Gamerlegion's hopes and dreams alive in this series. Astralis talent, a brutal mistake. Chaos That's all they should be getting. One Deagle frag on the back of his heroics, but instead Acor and Suey, they spin around every which way. That's actually a 3K in total from Shui come the end of the round. And Astralis Talent, they're now playing for an overtime. Can they get it done in 2? Or will they need to play 9 maps today to win out this grand finals?
That's a round you wish you could have back. That's the easiest path right there. That's 15. That should have been locked in every day of the week for Astralis Talent. They find the entries. They had the smoke down. They could have taken sight. They could have just conceded the 3v3, called it a day, and played the post plant. But instead, they try and push through the smoke. They get way too aggressive. They drop the bomb. It's honestly surreal mistakes for a team that's made it this deep into the tournament to still be letting rounds like that slip.
It's menacing. Menacing at this stage of the game. Gamerlegion quiet their comms with another tactical timeout. Round number 30. The second time we're here tonight, Cole. At least in this grand final. Time ticks on down. For the final time in regulation, that is. Astralis Talent. They've got the weaponry to do it with. No AWP, admittedly, but they chose not to purchase one. Gamerlegion. They've got one of their own. Acor needs to hit those shots of his. The fast A play worked wonders for Astralis Talent, but hold on a minute. They've just given up full mid control as they feign another Ray play. Look at the rotations. Oh my god, they've completely given up B. It's worked perfectly for Astralis Talent. Only one defender here in Kiosk. Christu continues to try and feign presence. As Christu does go down, there's still a huge opportunity for Astralis Talent here. Gamerlegion realise that they've been stung. They realise what's happening here. The game is up, but Mr. can't afford to give up his life here. Bro finds one, Mr. another. Sui charges back on in as Paddy cuts him down. Bro another. It's a 1v3 for Ime, and the flank is being outflanked by Altez.
Spink. Not watched, though. He's in the sight. Wait a second. He's being spotted out officially. Full 10-second defuse. There's just no way. And he can't gather it. Bro puts it down. Oh my god. They recover there. Maintain their stability. I thought maybe that gap could have cost them, but no kit. The bigger deal there. No chance. And it's going to extra innings here in the grand final. Map number 2. I didn't think Astralis Talent had this in them. But they have found new form in these last couple rounds. They figured out this T side big time. If only they wouldn't have made that clinical error. Maybe we would have been done. This could have been over.
Hold on, Patty's on a P90. Patty, in overtime, is on a P90. 5-1. Oh my god, he doubles up with it! The P90 is not a broken gun, ladies and gentlemen. Don't quote me on that, as Altex will fall down, as does Patty. Mr. though, swiftly regains the advantage. Bomb dropped all the way at the back of middle, though. No matter how hard they try, no matter the control that they gain, Bro will fall into 2v2. They don't have the bomb. They might have to win it on kills alone. Smoke deployed, but Mister, he's got a long road back, but it's not going to matter. Christu locks it up. And it's a double P90 entry in the first round of overtime to gain Astralis Talent mid-control and a ridiculous chance at closing.
Does not seem real. 2 P90 kills, but what a play, what a call to be made. This is the sort of X factor we're getting out of Astralis Talent. This is the key to success right now. It's unleashing the beast. Not the P90, right? But the control that's taken by the P90, by the gun, by the mobility, and by the speed that it gives you. Right there. It is absolutely wild here, but speeding it up once again back towards this A-side play here. Acor, he's going to be in for a world of hurt if he's not careful, but he does land the first. He does get out of dodge. He finds a second. Nice 180 on the spin. Isaac helps out there. Beautiful defense. The fast A play shut down handedly. As Altex left last man standing, but you know his days are numbered.
Yeah, he's got a lot of targets to find. Tries to pluck 2 of them off at once. And that's an immediate equalised scoreline from Gamerlegion there. Astralis Talent try and make it. Another sly slip on through. They are more than well prepared for this. I say more than well prepared. Acor ensures that they are. It's a masterclass in AWPing as he falls on back. I thought he'd missed the timing, but he plays it perfectly instead. That 180 before going into Donut is perfection. And Isaac removing 2 as well. Very cleanly done. But my main concern here is that Isaac is 13 and 22. Certainly not had the best of games thus far. Neither has Acor. I suppose it's nice for the pair of them that this is where they show up, but it's not nice for anybody here to be experiencing a technical difficulty in overtime. Thankfully, it won't be around for long. Technical timeout is over. Gamerlegion. Well, they're over losing to Academy teams. They want to take this one to a third and final.
They're dealing with a whole new version of Astralis talent there. They've unleashed the beast. They've allowed this comeback to creep through. But again, this mid control here being tested. MA has been solid. He's been a rock here towards middle, but the spray contained for 2. How does he do it again and again? He even picks up an AK here, dropped out by the T side there, but still eventually traded. Mr. Oh my god, he just shot at you. Gotta be careful there. Eventually, it's actually Kios that will bail out of this one. She dive back through the smoke. He does, right into the open arms of Mr. This time he turns the corner far enough to spot him. We're back to level playing fields here. It's been given over.
Astralis talent. Given another opportunity to fight, but no, Mr. fluffs his Molly. Molly's himself and allows Sui so much more presence in Jaguar. That could be a crucial error. As Isaac now perks on up to join his IGL. They can assemble a crossfire if needs be towards the bomb site, but it appears it might be all for naught as the bomb rotates over to A. Acor here and ready to receive them. Edges his way back out of Donut. There's Astralis talent. They do need to pick up the pace. The rotation to call. Sui is coming. And Sui is a formidable foe, far more so than Acor, the first line of defense. He's lined up. Smoke does land towards Donut, but Acor plays ahead of it. The boost comes in. Mr. at a good spot here. Misses the jump of the signpost, though, and is forced to fall back through the smoke. Acor, does he go for the no-scope? Not yet. Sees ahead of Mr. and it's Isaac instead to catch him. CT is not covered as Christo needs to cover the bomb planter. He's not going to be able to. Finds one. And oh my god, the time saves him from the embarrassment of a knife kill.
What is going on right now? Pandemonium, both players with their knives out. And thank God that half ended, because embarrassment all over the face of Christo would have taken place right there. What a read from Shui though, man. He does it again. Very little information. It's just intuition. Rotating a second player over towards that A-bomb site. Acor, he might not have needed the help with the way that time was being bought, but it's always valuable. And Shui doing some excellent work there again. Reading the situation to perfection. Back to how we kicked this game off, though. Astralis talent need themselves a sweep. They want to finish the job here and now. We've talked about the mid-control being a big problem. Bro on the secondary op, though. He's becoming a bit of a problem as well in his own right. Acor sidelined early. And a man advantage held on to here from the Astralis talent boys.
Yeah, they keep things clean, at least for now. As they look to go back to winning ways on their CT side, they're going to need to do it in 3 here. Convert all 3 rounds to win out this half. Gamerlegion need but 2 to seal the deal. Ema waltzes in towards Jaguar again. Flexing his AK as he goes. Astralis talent would love an AK right now, as Acor would love another opportunity towards B ramp, but that's in the past here as Patty tucks in. Bro does not let Kios pass to Patty, won't let Isaac either. The wall spam comes on through. Sui doesn't need to spam, he's too accurate for that, but unfortunately the rest of his team not quite, as it's now a 2v4. Bro misses a golden opportunity at making it a 4v1 as Sui, he's still alive and kicking, he's a real danger. Ima bags another 2 versus 2 now, dinks raining across the map. The Zoltex tries to cover the cross, but Sui is the bigger threat here. 20 seconds remain, bomb yet to go down. Mr. almost volunteers himself to be the man to force on forward. Sui finally removed. Mr. the man to do it, but Ema though, in now 1v1, pulls out a knife at the perfect moment for Mister. He capitalizes onto an equalized scoreline in Astralis. They're straight back into the running of things.
I'm not gonna lie, that was an ugly 4v2 right there, but it will get the job done. Doesn't matter. A nice effort in recovery coming through from the IGL here. And MA standing alongside him. There's just not enough time, right? 10 seconds right there. The bomb was down. I think he was trying to recover it, trying to maybe land a kill. There's just no options, really, for him to work with here. His double up's going to be maintained. Round converted by Astralis talent here, but pressure still certainly applied here. They're starting to get off early. This mid control here, prioritize bro with the AWP. Shuey. Gonna let him burn the molly. Oh, that's Isaac that goes down. It's not Shuey right around the corner. Shuey does take a lot of damage to the molly and finished off with the rifle. And further extended, Allstech will grab another one. This could be serious point locked in for the Academy boys here as Altex looks to solidify things, but peeks right into Acor's op.
Acor and Kios are looking to lock it down, and Acor, there's no way he lands that. Kios has already dropped to 30. Acor's barely half of that. But he's looking to make up for lost time, lost frags here and now. 3v2, it's winnable either way. We've already seen Astralis fumble.
Oh my god.
4v2s, 3v2s, make it happen again. It's happening again. 2v2 now as Mister running with his knife out into the open arms of Acor.
No way!
Acor a ball! No, Astralis, not like this! They might even give him the ace! Bro, fluffs his lines with the pistol. Why does he not whip out the orb there? He had the time to do it regardless. Bro is now being rear flanked. Keos has got him held. The B bomb site is open for the taking, and Bro is now in a ridiculously hard 1v2.
5v2. What has just gone on? Astralis talent. They're not going to win the game like this, that's for sure. It's in the palm of their hands. All they need to do is not peek Acor, and Kios lucks it in. What on earth was that? Acor just gets the freest frags of his life. They're peeking in one by one by one. And a 5v2, I mean, we'll get a fresh little look on things here. Look at what they do here.
Oh, that second kill.
Very clean.
The third kill as well.
Yeah. I
They
mean, all he
just
has to
line
do is
themselves
train
up.
his crosshair.
It's all the same angle, isn't it? Deary me, Gamerlegion. Given another lifeline by Astralis talent's mistakes. I think you jinxed them, Exeter. You said they don't struggle at closing out maps, but they have made a meal out of this one. They could have been done and dusted about 15 minutes ago. As Patty looks to dust off the A1S and bag another frag with it. My goodness, Gamerlegion. How have you got a man in the back lines? Look at Ema.
Oh,
Ema's in
God.
Temple. Christo's never going to expect this. They're about to crumble the A bomb site in its entirety. Just please, Christo, just look behind you, man. He's playing Trigger Discipline. Oh, Ema! It's brutal and he doubles up. Gamerlegion, surely now they do it. Surely now they seize 19 as Mister. He's not out of this yet. Neither's Patty. The spam comes down. The bomb is dropped. It's another 3v3. I don't know how. And Astralis talent. They're not giving this up for free. And Patty will deny the plant again. By God.
He does get found out eventually, but they still have to figure out a way to punch in the numbers here. 45 seconds, Mister pushes past the smoke and strikes. Oh no. Oh no, Shuey in another 1v2 though. This is the perfect player for the job. He's done it so many times before. One more to add to the tally. What is another one? Mister turns the corner though, distracting Bro will deliver the killing blow. And 18-18, we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Double Overtime. We had a similar story last night. We're back at it again with more OT antics. Sui again leading the charge for his squad, but Ema should have locked him this round in its entirety with a backstab and the follow-up kill. It's ridiculous, but Astralis talent have heroics from Patty in this one. He's not been the shiniest star in this map for the likes of Astralis talent. But my God, is that them playing a 2 versus 1 clutch like you're supposed to? Waiting for your teammates and trading out? It's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Jokes aside here, the damage is done. It's already established. Mr. holds a line for 2, and Altex started the job that's soon to be finished, or I thought it would have been. Isaac has coverage. Great. From him, and now we're equaled into the 3v3. Christo would never anticipate someone to just walk through the smoke, and for good reason. Acor, he's not that crazy. He's gone for plenty aggressive antics, but this is not going to be one of them. In the meantime, it's all a game of timing here. Christo so preoccupied with retaking this donut control that he might have just conceded his angle on A. Well, he has, that's for sure. Now he's established in towards donut. Will there be any sort of map movement here? He's taking further space. But there's no A rotates here. And they're going to walk out free of charge. They're taking the contact approach as well, so even more valuable.
Oh, Christo. He's not going to expect the elevated angle here. He might not have to. As Ime loses his height advantage, Christo sends him 6 feet under.
But pushing past the flames, Altex does it again, and 1v2 for Acor. He's got the rifle. The smoke pop. It's gonna bloom. The distraction again pulled out, and they play another 2v1 correctly.
Oh my god!
Back to back. We'll get
There's
the
no
defuse
way.
on off.
Is this really Astralis talent that we're watching? They've actually done it. Advantageous clutches being won out. It doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to happen. Gamerlegion. They were so good at the disadvantageous positions. I jest, of course. But that is still a very clean finish for the Astralis talent boys. Isaac, that is a brutal way to die. As bro, he's really starting to find his form here. Voice is cracking under the pressure. Hopefully Gamerlegion don't, as again, they need this third and final. Otherwise, the curse continues. Mr. bags it down middle. As he actually catches Sui again. It's ridiculous the amount of space Astralis talent are affording themselves. Can they space their way onto a 20th here? As Christo holds the line from Temple.
Waiting for them to just waltz into the crosshair, but this boost could throw the aim off here. The barrel's got to be spotted, right? Something's got to be seen here. No in time. Acor. He's able to deal with it. Angle not advantaged here. And another kill comes through from it. Altex holds the line here. Flashed up is Mr., but it doesn't matter. Acor still contains. Now a huge advantage. 2v2 with the HP and the post plant advantage now for Gamerlegion. No longer a 2v1 either. It's a 2v2 flashbang in towards CT, bro. Getting chased in.
Oh,
They can't man the
no.
adjustment.
Get your bingo cards out, boys. Astralis talent losing another 4v2. Altex does make his way onto the site. He's got a smoke, but he's got 8 points of health left. He taps the bomb. Wait a minute. Nade should be enough, surely. Acor slaps it round. The Tech 9 spam comes through as a little bit of BM there. Gamerlegion find 19 again, and Astralis talent lose another 4v2.
Really a 4v2. These guys, they just can't seem to walk in these advantages in a consistent fashion. And it's going to, potentially cost them in this map. Extend that a little further, maybe the series, if they can't clean up their act on Vertigo.
Molotov to delay towards A halls as Christo again holds the angle with his orb. Risky endeavor. He's up very close and personal. Acor found success from this position, but to be afforded the same opportunities. Slowly but surely, Acor looks around
Oh
the
my
corner,
goodness.
but the timing eludes Christo here. This might be for the better as long as he doesn't fully rotate off here. Oh no, he unscopes at the worst time, but still bags Isaac. Ime runs straight into Altex. How the hell has that fallen into their favor? Makes no sense, Cole, as Altex edges back in towards Donut. Gamerlegion are stunted in towards middle. 5v3, they've lost worse. But there is at least crossfire established. Patty missed to chime on in. Acor has found a 4K from this spot. They're going to need to find all 5 this time through, and I don't think it's going to happen. As there's util in hand. And Bro's got the line. 20-19 for Astralis. As Gamerlegion are again on the receiving end of a punishing CT side.
It's solid, right? But imagine if they were able to sweep here. It very well could have been flawless. I honestly think, like you had said, they maybe shouldn't have gotten away with as much as they just gathered right there. They were caught on some really unfortunate timing, and yet still they're able to walk away with a 5v3 advantage, despite that factor. So Astralis talent here on the T side. All they needed to do is win 2. Again, Gamerlegion, they need the sweep. They need 3 rounds in a row. They want to finish the job here. We're right back at it. Mid-control antics here once again ensuing. No P90s this time here. A1S is silently spamming downrange through the smokes.
Now Gamerlegion. Speaking of smokes, drop another one down towards the murder hole. Appropriately named, but we've not seen too much conflict there in the past couple of rounds. Molotov forces the defenders back as Astralis continue to battle for map control. Might do a good job of it in towards mid. They smoke off red room. As Christou's health bar turns red. Cut off down by Isaac. It will not even be traded before Isaac bags a double, but Mr. Massive multi-fragging as Akor's caught off guard. Oh no! How quickly the tables turn here in Astralis Talent's favour. They bolt on the side of Gamerlegion in for a reprise. They need a trade frag as they slow clear middle. But Ultex, he's got tempo here. Will Mr. be afforded across? Sui peeks on through. There is a smoke on the side of Astralis Talent, but Bro smokes Sui, leaving Keels in a 1v3. He's had 1 kill in overtimes as far as I can remember, and Mr. doubles up. Triples up, in fact. A massive performance from him in double OT. As we sit 21-19. Astralis Talent find map, series, and grand final point.
There's no way here. I thought there were so many different chances that Gamerlegion had to capitalize. And again, they put themselves in such a great spot. 4v3, it gets pulled back here, but Mister's level up here in overtime. In this decider, or rather the second map here, it's been incredible. In the grand finals, showing up big time, Mister. The man with that experience bringing through from the main roster. And it definitely is showing here once the pressure's mounted. He is delivering up against some of the toughest competition. But this time, he is going to be bested early. Shui tries to pull things back into his favor here. He's caught with some utility out. Oh, he'll be able to stay alive there in the corner there. Nicely done. Dancing between the bullets, but that wall is safety.
We watching soon? Are we watching Neo here? Oh, that's brutal from Bro. What a trade and what a timing. Keels can't find anything back. Keels almost hit 30 in regulation, by the way. This is double OT. He's had about 2 frags to his tally. I was complimenting him so highly earlier, but Bro, no, they're back in the same corner. Keel's only good for a single, though. Akor about to be blindsided by the flash. Patty swings ahead of his own util. 3v2 for Astralis Talent. Is this the beginning of the end? Bomb planted down by Christo. Smoke to cut off the cave angle. Ime, he's cut off by the long smoke. Christo, he's got his number, but will he be able to flick across? No, he can't. Ime, it's a 2-case raydown. Ultex now in the 1v2. They don't know his position, but they expend util towards his angle. Isaac now peeking on out. Ultex narrowly misses the timing. Even knows exactly where he needs to watch for. The spray is messy. It will miss. As Ultex is given another jewel. Isaac, he will fall. Ime low HP. 1v1. He sticks the defuse. Ultex, just swing it. Just swing it and he will. Astralis Talent 22-19. They do it in double OT. And they beat out the tournament favorites in Gamerlegion.
2-0 against all odds. They get the job done. The Academy roster here of Astralis has done exactly what the main team's done right now. A victory in North Europe. I cannot believe it. Taking down some giants here. Gamerlegion's added to the tally. And Ultex to close. The guy who's been performing incredibly well in playoffs will finish the job for Astralis Talent. That is so unreal. We have to clarify, this is the Academy roster.
That's ridiculous. 2-0 as well in the grand finals. It takes us a hell of a lot more rounds than 60, but we get there come the end of it. That is a ridiculous result for Astralis as an org and Astralis Talent as a team. It's been a bit of a wonky day for Astralis. Their main team is struggling up against Na'Vi. Their female team lost 2-0 to Big. But the Talent Squad, the Academy team, do at least find not just a victory, but they win the entire damn tournament. Big congratulations to them. Not much else to say here from CCT North Europe Series 4. And they bag our finale. They bag the final in this half of the circuit. And what a beautiful way to do it, all the way from the closed qualifier.
That's the big deal, man. These guys have been fighting every last second of this bracket here, making it all the way through into the grand finals. They finally get their 2-0 in playoffs, and it's up against some of the toughest competition. But like you said, from the closed qualifier, 3-0 there, they're able to coast their way on through. They do the same thing in the Swiss stage. They continue to use that momentum forward. These guys have played 3 best of 3s today, and they come into the grand finals looking just as new as the first game they played here at early in the morning. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's wild. And also, I believe they're the first team from the closed qualifiers to do it without losing a map. I could be wrong there, but I think that Copenhagen Flames might have lost to Eclot in the closed qualifiers before winning out the tournament.
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to have to double check that, but regardless, this does not take away from the fact that Astralis as an organization has now won with their main roster and their academy roster. Clearly, at least something is going right in this Astralis camp, as the talented Talent Boys have put up a resounding finish. Yes, they struggled gravely on Ancient. After an 8-0 start, we go to double OT, but Mr. shined very brightly in that second overtime. And by God, what a way to finish. Why don't we take a look at the bracket? Let's take a look at this ridiculous tournament bracket. I did not expect this result ever, as we're talking Fnatic. Fnatic got first rounded in the playoffs by Let Us Cook. Yes, Snacks and Bayali in 2023. Sinners couldn't make it past Astralis Talent. Copenhagen Flames couldn't make it past Astralis Talent. Another tournament favorite in 9 couldn't make it past 500. And 500 couldn't make it past Astralis Talent either. Nobody can. It's a ridiculous run. And that's not saying Gamerlegion had an easy run of it either. They had to beat out Saw. They had to beat out Let Us Cook, who upset Monty. I'm going to stop rambling now, but this was a ridiculous way for Astralis Talent to win.
And now we add here, just to give you all a little bit more details here on what the shaping ups of the point system's looking like. Astralis Talent with this victory, right? They get 150 locked in first place. That means a lot coming through for them. It actually puts them tied with Ints, and I do think it could lock them in here with at least the top 3 in terms of qualifying. Now, Astralis are the first place, and it would be Astralis Talent in second. That is insanity. Both of these teams coming in and potentially, making their way through it in top 3 here of North Europe. That's just a testament to how well that they have been doing. And I don't know, man. It's just so wild.
I'm going to throw an interruption in there. They don't just get 150 points, but because they came from the closed qualifier and they went 3-0 in the group stage, they get about 20 to 30 more points stacked on top of that. So they might just be top of the table right now, which is...
It's going to be Astralis in the top 2 spots, guaranteed. That is guaranteed. That is utter insanity right there from them. You got to be so very happy with that. I mean, again, this wasn't a roster that was super on my radar there in 2022, but 2023 we were starting to see some really impressive wins. Right now, they are able to snowball their success in the online format, and they are on a hell of a run here. Now, this is only the start. They've just gotten a victory here in North Europe. I think that they can take it a whole lot further from here on out.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Again, I'm still reeling from the fact that it's again Gamerlegion losing to an academy team in a CCT finals. And this time it's a 2-0. They don't even pick up their own map. At least Spirit Academy gave them that much grace, showed them a little mercy. But Astralis Talent are merciless and bloodthirsty. They paint the scene red, not just with their logo, but with the blood of a very exasperated Gamerlegion. And, yes, tough path getting here, tough road ahead, but that doesn't mean they'll show any signs of stopping. I'll be honest, these guys are looking on par, if not better, than Mouse NXT in their era of dominance. But Cole, is there anything else you'd like to add before we throw to an inevitable close?
We'll take a look at the MVP here of this one. I actually wouldn't really know who it was going to be. We saw some really strong individual performances, but maybe there's one on my mind here in this series. So we'll take a look at that 1xBet MVP here. What was that, Mr. Production?
Oh, he's asking us to guess who the MVP is.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna guess Mister, just because of his heroic overtime performance. But I don't know about map 1 how well he was able to do.
If we're talking tournament MVP, I might go for Altix.
That's a good point. That's a good shout there. If it's tournament.
Fellow casters are coming into chat now, questioning how the hell Gamerlegion lost again. It hurts, it does, but I cannot do anything but congratulate the raw talent of Astralis talent as they bring us to a marvelous conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, Gamerlegion making some deep runs there consistently is always good. It's a shame that they couldn't quite formulate that into a victory here now back-to-back in the grand finals. That's a really tough ask, but again, I got to give credit. I said, Mr. had a hell of a series there, closing things out using that experience, but throughout the entire thing, like you had said, Altex, he's a big X factor, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him, bring in some of the talent that he has shown this roster, the academy side of things, guys. So very exciting stuff out of them in total, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the future for sure.
Well, I think that just about wraps up everything. So, thank you very much to production for making this tournament possible, and thank you for having myself and Extra on for another grand finals. We will be back for more CCT action throughout the course of the next few weeks, but at least for now, again, thank you to production, thank you to everyone who came along and watched, thank you to the teams for participating, and I think that just about ends our tirade for this evening. On that note, have a wonderful rest of your nights and weeks. Happy St. Patrick's Day for tomorrow for my Irish viewers, and on that note, we bid you good night.